The industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, fuck it. We weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway. We all ready to go? Yeah. Why you look so sad?
No, I didn't hear what you were saying.
It's gonna bother you for the next 20 minutes, isn't it?
Like, what the
No, we're gonna start.
I was so
and you're gonna figure
focused
it
on
out.
this thing
that
I was just like,
I don't figure it out in real time.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever. That's fine.
I'm using all of this
Am
as
I
the open,
am I
so.
opening with the video? That's all I need to know.
No, that's what you missed.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant. See, now
We've
we're on the
already
same
opened.
page.
We need to take the shot. Because I'm using all of this.
We don't open until
This is not getting cut.
Oh shit!
Do it.
Cheers.
Cheers, gentlemen. Dude.
I don't look sad. That's just my face.
That mad
Resting
cow.
sad face.
It's just my face. Yeah. Between that or resting bitch face, I don't know.
I've recently.
Hold on.
What?
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight on what goes on behind the scenes, your favorite part in a restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective. Because if I didn't do it now, then
What's up, motherfuckers?
Huzzah, bitches.
tangent after tangent after tangent, and then I would
You're a
like
tangent after tangent.
20 minutes later, hey guys, we haven't done the intro yet, so can I do the intro?
Would they really notice?
I don't
They
know.
would.
Yeah, they would.
They
We
actually
have been
would.
called out on it.
Yeah, let's be honest. They actually would.
We have a guest today.
Yeah,
You
we
wanna-
have a guest today. You want to intro him?
You know him better than I do.
We all know him equally.
I feel like you know him
Because
better
he
than
feels, he just feels like that homie that walks into a room and everyone
Everyone just
automatically
knows
knows him.
I mean, I feel like
When
I know him. I just met him, but I feel like I know him.
That's what I'm saying. I
Okay.
came back to the house and him and Rob were in the lobby and it looked like they had already started filming the
We're
episode.
already starting.
Nice
to
down
play.
there for
Like-
about 15 minutes.
Microphone,
Make sure you grab the mic.
My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, I was waiting on you, and I saw another brother who was headed to the area. I was just like, let me speak up.
Yeah.
Say something now.
Yeah. I walked up to the lobby and I could see through and I just see you like,
Yep. Already
I didn't need to rush.
We're good.
My name is
He's doing okay.
JeLloyd. The first L is capital. And where are you from, brother? Yeah, I be. You from the when you from the South? That's how we do. We be acting up in the hospitality industry and being from the South.
Yes.
That's how we.
What part of the South?
So I moved from Atlanta. Me and you kind of spoke about it a little bit earlier about
Oh man, I
spend a
got some
little time.
questions.
Oh yeah, ATL. Move from Atlanta. It was a time. Raised. I call Houston home, but I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Word.
So Southern boy through and through,
Word.
for sure. And
that's
been out
rough.
here. And I was kind of talking to Nando a little bit. It'll be, I mean, you Rob. It'll be 10 years for me
Word.
next year in LA.
Damn.
So yeah, man.
Solid decade.
Come on now, time be flying.
It
Yeah.
does.
Do you get a chip for that?
Right, I
Like,
need
living
one.
here that long?
It's
I
called-
need one.
It's called AA.
Seriously, right?
It's like
You get an AA trip if you make it 10 years in LA.
Right. 10 years in LA.
This shit's real.
they should have that. After 10 years, you should be able
Seriously.
to say you're from here.
don't
I
wanna
think
say
so.
that.
I think
People
so.
tell me that.
I wouldn't.
I would never.
I would.
No
I
shade.
love LA.
No
but I
shade.
don't wanna-
No shade. No
People
shade.
tell me that though.
No shade.
People tell me that, like when I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, like how long you been out here? I'm like 8-9 years, you know. Like they're like, oh, you're from here.
Nah.
And I'm like, I don't really get that, because I'm gonna say, I mean, I would imagine saying that I'm from Texas until the day I die.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Yeah.
That's just me.
It's because there's so much that you probably don't know or have missed out on not growing up in LA or any other place.
100%.
Yeah.
So to say you're from there, like from there, feels kind of weird.
And I think that's a great point too, P. Like, there is so much, and especially with us being in the hospitality, people, oh man, shit, you want good barbecue? Go over here, or go, like, there's still so many things I have not experienced, don't know about. I haven't been to this part of the city. I hadn't really spent a lot of time in Baldwin, Woodland Hills.
Or like you don't know what it's like to go with your friends, jump on the bus to the skate park at like
No,
14,
no.
15
Yeah.
years old. So like there's experiences there, and then other things that you just you don't get.
No, I
I
definitely
feel
don't
like
know
you
what
can't
it's like.
say that even if you've been here
Yeah.
10
But that's what I'm
years.
thinking about, because like I have friends that grew up in LA in like the Baldwin Hills, Woodland Park, Inglewood areas, and so their knowledge of this city and them knowing me, if they heard me say I was from LA, they would call me so quick. They'd be like, "Motherfucker, you don't know shit about you ain't been here."
What Doolins do you go to?
Yeah.
What Doolins do you stop at?
I don't
You
even
ain't
know
from
what that
LA.
is.
Man, it's a great soul food spot out here. They're like in Inglewood and a few other locations. Really good.
Doolins.
Yeah.
Shout out Doolins.
Is that? Do they have like a burgundy-ish truck that they drive around?
I don't think so.
Or is there a restaurant? Do you order from the window?
Now, they have a couple of different locations. They do have a location, and I went to that last one. It's on Manchester. I think they may have one or two on
That might be the
Manchester, but you
spot.
do order from the window.
That might be the spot that we were
You
looking
do
for.
order from the window. And they have a side seating area.
Doolins. That sounds familiar.
It's good.
That might be it.
There's a red building.
I can't recall.
Red
I was
roof.
just like literally out there randomly. They got a couple of different locations. The best location closed. I forget exactly where it was located. It may have been on Crenshaw,
it
but
did.
that was the
Goddamn.
one.
That's always interesting when like there's like a mini mom and pop kind of chain. Sounds like Doolins is like that, but there's still the one that is the best one.
100%
Because
right.
like for me, I've been to almost every Roscoe's.
Okay.
Some people have different feelings about Roscoe's, but I have my particular. This is my favorite Roscoe's. I can tell you why. Like I think the Long Beach Roscoe's is the best one. Their grease is a little bit fresher for like the frying of the chicken, and so like I just have like those particulars. Whereas like the other ones, they're cool, they're good.
Yeah.
But like I feel like those different restaurants, even if they're of the same chain, this one might stand out for some particular reason,
100%.
or maybe the service or something like that.
100%.
Yeah.
100% makes a difference.
Well, I mean, I feel like that goes with anything, though.
Yeah.
The original is always better, for the most part, unless there's a location that decides to improve upon the things that the original can't improve upon because, no, this is how we've always done it.
Right.
Maybe the Long Beach location is your favorite because it tastes a little cleaner, so to speak, as far as the grease, because that would be a big deal for me. But maybe the people who go to the original one, they can't handle it not tasting the way that it normally tastes, where everything's been cooked in the same grease for the last 2 weeks or some shit.
That's the flavor. That's the flavor I like.
Flavor to the chicken.
Why does it taste like this? We use new grease.
But that's one of the reasons why I don't like Redacted. I don't like that place because
Redacted is where I work, but we don't say the name on the
Okay,
part.
gotcha.
We don't say names when it's
Redacted,
negative.
right? Respect. That's why I don't like redacted. Hilarious.
Because I realized he had said it like so casually. I was like, let me update you real quick.
Listening to y'all like, where is this?
What did Redacted do to you?
What they serve? Why are you so angry, Nando?
We can't.
And why'd you put it in quotes?
Wait,
We can't tell you.
but speaking of redacted places, I showed them this video, and I should have showed it to you before we started, but it is at a restaurant that's here, and in it, it's like supposed to be a Bloody Mary or something like that.
Oh boy!
But in it, they've got, what do they have? They had bacon,
They had a chicken
fried
wing.
chicken,
It's a chicken wing.
cornbred, and I don't think I have the
I don't think it was a Bloody Mary.
video. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
Onion ring.
That's from last.
You know where it is.
That's
don't
from
you?
last.
I don't.
Oh, you don't.
Wow.
You know.
All right, you haven't been there enough. Then.
The fucking comments on it though, like
Yeah.
it just. Oh, that's where it is.
Stop it.
Yeah.
They don't do that there, do they?
Yes,
They
yes,
do.
They should.
They
not.
do.
Stop.
They should
Bruh,
stop.
come on. And you know what? You know what?
Stop is right.
You know what? So we're not mentioning the names, right?
Not mentioning names, right?
Excellent. Glad y'all made me privy of that. I frequent that place.
Oh, really?
I do. Like for me, like I said, telling
South.
you where I'm from, being from the South, I
Yeah.
love soul food. Can't do it all the time.
Right.
And I actually, the place that we're kind of talking about, for the most part, P, I kind of feel like, that man, I've taken my father there. My friend just came in town for one of my last he came out to visit for one of my last comedy shows. Took him there. He loved it. So I feel that they do a good job as far as and me typically a lot of time, the majority of the time I'm going there, I'm sitting at the bar. So maybe it's a little kind of different. I like to sit at the bar,
Yeah.
Be quick. I feel like the service is actually pretty decent. I kind of know what I'm doing, what I'm dealing with. Now that foolishness, I might have called the law. Seriously, I might have called the law. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels should have saw that. He would have got on that. That's ridiculous.
Well, the comments. The comments on there were pretty hilarious.
Well, y'all got a drumstick in the Bloody Mary.
The last time they called the law in that place, it didn't help the last person.
You're right, exactly. That part. That part.
And it was still open the next day.
Come on now.
Business is business.
For me, man,
Wild.
at least can't open till 5.
Dinner service. We ain't doing lunch today. We ain't doing lunch today.
Somebody didn't have breakfast.
We're only doing dinner service today.
Yeah, just in respect.
In memoriam.
Right.
Yo.
No brunch, no lunch.
Yeah. Man, for it to happen in your building.
That's wild.
Business is business.
Or was it right outside?
No, it was in
Was it in the building?
He
Yeah.
walked
Stop
in.
playing.
He walked in. He wasn't playing. That was the point.
Did he get caught?
No, not that I know of.
For the listeners, what are we
Well,
saying?
we don't want to talk about the place, remember?
Oh, we're
So
not.
You got to be from here. But anyway,
'cause that'll give it
somebody
away.
died in that restaurant.
In a
Yes.
downtown, can we say the area?
Yeah, I mean, it
In
was
downtown
downtown.
LA, popular
Yeah.
kind of like soul food oriented spot.
Now we get very specific.
Do your research.
If you park the lime across from
Might as well just drop the pin at that point.
If you got to Lucky Strike, you went too far.
Oh God!
the coordinates are 40 degrees. Yo, like what?
Someone was taking soul from body
At a soul food place.
at a soul food place.
Yo, I'm done. I can't.
That's how they season the greens.
The colors.
They put the
collards.
soul in soul food. Where's the
They so
bell? Where's the
thick.
fucking bell?
Oh God! I meant to remind you to
These
get
are
the bell.
These are
But Nando, you were gonna say something, and then I cut you off to do the
Boom.
these colors got soul.
intro.
I don't remember no more.
Oh,
We've
okay.
all moved on.
Okay, sorry. I just had to do
We've
the
all moved
intro.
on.
Wild.
Wait, so
Just like that restaurant did the next day.
Wild.
Jesus Christ, that same
no
night.
clue they serve that.
Yeah,
You can get that any day.
I think so. I haven't been since the last time we went. But the food is good. It's decent. He had a bad experience where the server was talking shit to him for no reason, unprovoked, and
Oh, really?
and then they they don't let you do takeout on the weekends, and understandable this and that, which was gonna lead me into my question about being from Atlanta and stuff. And you heard about how Keith Lee went down there to do a food tour.
I did. He right.
And I asked some friends that are
He right.
okay, so he's right. It's the food is not as accessible as it is here. Like there's a lot of rules or
Hell yeah.
like limitations to how you can do things. And
Yeah.
so being from Atlanta,
primarily like the thing about Atlanta, and I actually even before moving from Atlanta to Houston, I lived out there for 1 year. My father is in the oil and gas industry, so we used to move around a little bit. I missed that. I missed that. I did live in Atlanta for 1 year before Houston. So Atlanta, and it's arguable. You know, I have a friend that will argue me down, about like where the best food in the country is at. Because I like to brag about, and I think even Keith Lee, I saw his ranking. I think he had New Orleans first.
yeah,
That's what
I think he had Houston 2. I think he had I forget.
Chicago was third.
Chicago was 3rd,
Yeah.
okay. And I think he had maybe like Atlanta like number 8. I forget. Some
Atlanta
of the
was
other places.
dead last.
Was it Atlanta?
Dead last out of the
Was
eight
Atlanta-
cities. Eight cities he did. Atlanta was the last
Okay,
one.
there you go. So Atlanta, I didn't realize that he only did 8. And I think LA. Do you remember where LA was?
I think LA was somewhere in the top. Fuck,
Because I know he had him in there.
They were higher than Atlanta, that's for sure. But his ranking was like least favorite, and he explained why. Is that just he couldn't get any food, and the food that he could get, it wasn't bad, but he just couldn't get as much food as he wanted, as opposed to New Orleans, where food was everywhere. All of it was amazing. He went to every place he went to, it was great. So I think that's how he ranked it. Not saying the food was bad. It's just an all-around rating, customer service, food, this, that,
I'm gonna
and the
keep it
third.
a buck. The food definitely ain't bad. If we're just talking about food, my brother, ATL got to be top 3. No cap.
Okay.
Like just the influx of like barbecue, soul food, and they actually have, I'm gonna be honest with you, my industry and my expertise. I was at a premier like Northern Italian independently owned restaurant before I left. I knew I was about to move to LA. I worked at a premier chain steakhouse for years where I served, I bartended. And before I knew that I was about to move to LA, I was trying to do something different. I worked at an independently owned Italian place. They made their own pasta in-house. I was the bartender, all that, the decent stuff. But the reality is that Atlanta actually, just based on the food, top 3, in my personal opinion, top 3 or 4 in the country. But here's the deal though, and this is the reality. We work in the business.
Yeah.
We realize those other things matter, my brother.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta basically, not Georgia, but Atlanta basically is like a black and a white city.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it's a southern city. I'm from the South as well.
Oh,
I'm from North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So, but here's the deal. It's a black and a white city with like, they basically call Atlanta like Black Hollywood. They call Atlanta Black Hollywood. So you have a lot of people out there who are like entrepreneurs, business owners. They got money. They got bread. But I think where we have to continue, and I'm not saying all situations, whatever, but just where we have to continue, for me personally, as people of color, we have to continue to raise the standard on customer service. See, I can understand exactly what Keith Lee is talking about. Been through it. Where somebody gonna tell you like, hey, can I get that? No, baby, I ain't trying to hear all that right now. All right, I need you to wait. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got that. No, we ain't doing that. So I think for somebody that's maybe not used to it, for somebody like myself, I was raised under that.
Right.
I was raised under that, and I kind of understand the mentality. Not necessarily that people are trying to like be evil or like whatever, but for somebody like himself, right? Who this is what you do. You do reviews, and ain't nobody out there worried about what this gonna do for the business from a TikTok perspective. It's different out there. So I think he ran into some of that and encountered some of that. Whereas it's because Atlanta being number 8 out of those cities just purely based on food, false.
Right.
False. It was the whole makeup of things that you deal
experience.
with. And I can't speak of every situation, every single person, but I know what he's saying is true. I done been through it. Worked there, lived there 8-9 years of my life. I know what he's saying is true. So I just think the thing is that from some of those perspectives, if you want to continue to accentuate your business, that's part of it. And people got mad, and that's sometimes minorities that get mad, like, man, Keith Lee telling, man, he telling our business, and no, it need to be talked about. It need to be talked about because maybe we could get to another level if maybe that aspect was taken care of. Hey, you do the takeout. You're a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? I saw the video, so that's real. But it's not about the food. But this is why I think New Orleans goes number 1, right? Because so much of their tourism has got to be top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of how they make their money in New Orleans.
Right.
So they're more focused on, hey, baby, come on in here
the hospitality.
And get you this po' boy and get you this crawfish etouffee, and they taking care of you.
Yeah. Hospitality's big.
It's huge, bro. It's huge. So I know it's not just based on the color of your skin, because pretty much everybody in New Orleans is cooking food, the good food. You know what I'm saying? They're colored. They black. They whatever it may be. So I can understand where you're coming from. I support it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
I actually have some thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you have something you wanted to say?
Well, I was just going to follow up and ask him how he got into the industry. But and if you want to follow directly on this.
Actually, mine was directly on what you were talking
about.
Yeah, go for
it.
Because you actually really opened up something in my eyes that I hadn't thought about. Yeah, he's preaching. He preaching over there. Wow.
I was saying earlier, no. Yeah. Mondo, do you?
He got the sermon going. He got the sermon.
See, and this is why I get in trouble when I'm dating younger women. When you pull out that handkerchief,
Yes, sir.
they know immediately.
Nigga, you are between 33 to 45.
Yeah.
Stop. Cut it out. Cut it out. Did you have a handkerchief in your pocket?
Yeah, ready to go.
Sure did.
Ready to go.
At the ready?
Yeah.
Spare set of keys in my shoe.
My money is in my sock. My money is not in my wallet.
My money's in my sock.
Not sorry.
You don't trust banks.
Gotta
At
be
this age,
ready.
you
You gotta
don't
see my
trust
Achilles
banks.
tendon to rob me. You gotta see my calves and my Achilles to rob me. We're not doing that. It ain't gonna be easy.
So one of the things that you really made me think about when it came to raising the standard when it comes to customer service, as you say, we grew up in those areas. We grew up, around that environment, so we understand where it's really coming from. I run into those same issues a lot of times when I'm bartending, because sometimes people may think that I may have like an attitude or I'm upset or something when I haven't said much of anything or I haven't changed my facial expression. I just give you a direct answer.
Correct.
Yeah.
You ask me what
Someone's
kind of tequila,
interpretation
right?
of you.
Right.
Correct.
So say you ask me what tequilas I have, and then I start to tell you and you cut me off.
Yeah.
And then I continue trying to go, and then you cut me off again. What do you have? Well, wait a minute. If you'd let me finish, I'd let you know.
Yeah.
I will say that. If you interrupt me more than twice, I will say, hey, if you let me finish, I will let you know everything we had.
Right.
Or I will just turn around and point, or those kind of things that.
Especially if you ask me the question.
Right. So I can imagine going into a place that is family owned because they couldn't get a loan from the bank.
Yeah.
They did everything they could to raise up the money, which usually runs into what? You are cooking plates for everybody at a cookout or something like that, selling them for however many dollars you can to build your business up until you can get the equipment, similar to what we're doing with this podcast. You've built this from the ground up.
Yeah.
Where is your restaurant? Out of an old house, usually, because it already has a kitchen. You also can't get anyone to let you lease out a place based off of your financial income, your financial history, where you live, sometimes the color of your skin as well. And then you finally build up this restaurant. You make it the way you want it to be. You're running it. You, your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your brother, your sister, all of y'all the only business you got. And then somebody want to ask you for a fucking fork that you've already put in the bag. How are you going to respond? Or when they ask you about takeout orders, when it fucking says you don't do them.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
I really get it. But again, when you say raise the standard on customer service, what it immediately makes me feel is, well, we could do a few things better. We could do a few things to the best of our abilities while not compromising ourselves. We're not the big chain restaurant. We can't do everything that another restaurant can do. But if we do what we could do and we do it well, and sometimes just communicating that to a guest the right way, you can tell a guest it's already in the bag without being like, just open your fucking eyes.
Well, Nando.
So
But
if you
they
use your
don't always
fucking
say it
eyes.
like that. They don't always say it like that. I'm just saying the way that it's interpreted to a guest who's never heard, well, it's in the bag, or did you check the bag? Like sometimes we're saying it in jest.
You said something. You said something great, right? And I'll bring it back. So we met from me having no idea who you were. It wasn't, hey Juice, hey JeLloyd, come to my place. We know each other. I think I'd frequented before. Maybe I knew you or something like that. But you were part of the reason why I continued to come. Now, here's the deal. What I'll say for somebody like myself, even with you saying that, hey, hey Juice, maybe like I can express myself this way. Now, I'll be fair. We're in the industry.
Yeah.
So maybe some of the way that he communicates, I understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bruh, I do the same thing.
Exactly.
I got to tell people to, lift your head up. We ain't got Casamigos. Oh, okay, damn. Look at the bar.
Yeah.
You just assumed. So to be fair, maybe if I look at myself, maybe there's more of an understanding. But I also think that you said some quality things as far as like, hey, the situation that you described where somebody's interrupting you while you're trying to let them know what tequilas that you have at your establishment. You started to try to explain. Mm-hmm. They cut you off. Mm-hmm. You started to try to explain again. Mm-hmm. They cut you off again. Mm-hmm. You said, hey, can I? So as far as the communication, I'm not mad about that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even mad about that. What I'm just saying is I have an understanding. Right. Because the first thing that I spoke about is accentuating your business. Right. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do to get to where it is that you want to be. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's just real.
Yeah, that's life.
That's just why that's why a lot of the places in New Orleans, it's like they're known for that. Oh my God, like bro, not only is the food great, but man, you talk to Miss Geraldine or you talk to Miss Gladys, she amazing, and this. You got to do some of those things because maybe those people aren't in a position where like, hey, they got somebody shooting content with a Canon, you know what I'm saying, and putting it on TikTok and Reels and different things like that. That's how a lot of places are known based on their goodness, based on word of mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So bro, I lived it. Not only have I been in the hospitality industry, I am a black male and I have lived out there, worked in the industry. That's one of the greatest things that I love to do. You know, life is short. So for me, and especially being in the industry we in, like when I want to take a break, I go eat somewhere. Yeah. That's my thing. Yep. I don't want to be taking care of nobody today. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to be taken care of. So for us in this industry, I can't speak for everybody. That's one of the things that I enjoy to do. And that's why like when P had brought it up, I'm like, bro, it's not the food.
Yeah.
Atlanta's top 3 to 5 just based on the food. But some of the other elements and different things like that, it's real. And I can understand people maybe getting upset. The man, I don't know the guy. I don't know. He seems to be fairly, fairly fair-based. I can't speak for your situation. Maybe it was a rough week. But I've lived it. Mm. I've seen those things. Now, it's never been a situation where I'm like, man, God, shut this place down or nothing like that. But I'm just saying I can see it stagnating just as I'm talking to you about while you in the number 8 position. Mm-hmm. Now, and he's just one guy. He's just one guy that's ranking it. It's not the end all be all because I'm going to be honest with you. People in Atlanta, they ain't worried like that. I don't care if I got to wait or if they ain't doing no takeout. I know it. The food is that good.
And I believe that is why the owners of one of the restaurants in Atlanta that the biggest viral moment came from did a response video where they seemed very unbothered by the negative attention they were getting from the Keith Lee thing. And then that blew up too. But again, the part that sticks out that you keep saying that is so perfect is they're not worried because they are already in their ecosystem.
100%.
And the people who fuck with them already fuck with them.
Yeah.
100%.
That's how a misguided video could get made.
Don't forget after that, the response video, their restaurant was dead.
Right.
Like,
but
that is they suffered as far as kind of people.
Oh, it was a ghost town.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. They were
after
empty.
The gentleman who
responded after the owners responded
to the video and it was very nonchalant about it.
Well, yeah. So he put out the first video.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, he put out the first video saying his honest review, which is what he's known for. Mm-hmm. But they put out a response video saying, like, basically them hanging out in a very posh, like, restaurant, like a lounge area. They were like, "Oh, who's Keith Lee? This and that," and then the internet responded like, "Oh, blah blah blah. We'll show you who he is by review bombing your place and making it where people don't want to go." And yeah, it might have been a ghost town that day, or that week. And the thing is though, in a place like that in the South, you're gonna bounce back if your food is good.
Yeah,
you just are.
Because people are gonna go by and see, oh, I can go in and get food now.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
they probably didn't suffer for long.
Yeah,
but there was definitely that moment of, hey, relax. You know who he is.
Right.
This response could have been a different way. It was constructive criticism or not. Who knows? Or maybe don't make a response. Just continue doing business as you do.
And here's the deal. Forget who he is. I don't care. Mm-hmm. You're not going to influence me to like not go somewhere that I enjoy.
That's what he says.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
but
he
what
even
I
says
am
that.
saying though is that We know this. You guys got a great podcast, great things that you're doing. We're in a media-driven society, bruh. Like, and the thing is, it's not about, like I said, it's about quality customer service. Forget and that's like I said, I'll have to take a look at the video that y'all are speaking about, but it's like Keith Lee's review should be, now if you don't agree with it, that's one thing, right? No, we do great customer service. We're doing, blah, blah, blah. This is false. Whatever. His review should be taken as seriously as anybody. From a Yelp perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like from a Yelp perspective, a customer that kind of complained.
Which is what he says.
Thank you.
Which is what he says.
That's all I'm saying. No, like I went to a place. I'll be honest. My sister was in town recently. I was in Hollywood. We went to church. Felt Christian.
I feel like I'm there right now.
Wanted some soul food. Wanted a little swine and a little soul food. How y'all doing that bacon?
You got to have some pork after Jesus.
How many cast iron skillets y'all got back there? All right, I just heard the Lord.
Oh, I thought you were asking us. We got 5.
Well, put that bacon on then, Nando. Put that bacon on there. I want another shot of mass cow and then a little lard. A little lard
after the Lord.
But I'm going to tell you, I went to this place. I Googled, Sundays could turn up. Sundays are
I missed it. That was good. That was good.
The
I
Lord
missed
for the
it.
Lord.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
But Sundays, man, like that's a Southern tradition, man. You go to church, you eat some soul food.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like looked up. I knew a few places, but I was just kind of like looking what was close. And I told my sister, I said, we're going to try this place. So we get there. And now obviously me having a background in hospitality, there's a lot of things I think of. I know a lot of people get upset about things that, and you spoke about this earlier, that they really just don't have any knowledge about. It may not necessarily be your server. If you've worked in the industry, if the person is showing they care, and maybe it's the kitchen, maybe it's the bartender, there could be different explanations as to people just get mad at the person that's in front of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're waiting, come in. I believe at the time that we came in, there was no one there. If I'm mistaken, there was no more than 2 people there. So no excuse. As far as like, we're too busy, we're slammed. Come in, order the food. Mine comes out completely wrong. And I mean, not even like, I think I got like, say I got the broiled chicken with like the collard greens and a salad. It was like the frog legs, fries, loaded baked potato. I'm like, what is going on?
Like, who took the order?
I didn't even see frog legs on y'all's menu. What is happening right now? So I'm just like, the server who seemed to be pleasant enough was like, I'm like, you took the order, so I'm still like not sure. Maybe it was the kitchen. Oh, my bad. But we'll get it out. I think they said it'd take 10 minutes.
Or at least she booed you.
Yeah. Right. Black people, we gonna call you boo. When we mess up, we gonna call you boo. Listen, all right, I know my 18-wheeler just slammed into yours, but boo, let me get your insurance, and let me get your phone number. You just slammed your 18-wheeler. Like, so it'd be wild, bro. But the food, not even 10, wound up probably taking closer to 30.
Oh,
goddamn.
Some of the advertised drinks that they had, they didn't have on there. The one that kind of did come out wasn't, exactly properly made. And I remember at first I told my sister, because I always, having experience in this business, I always try to take care of the people in front of me.
right.
You gotta be doing a lot.
Yeah.
Rob, like for me to not give you 20%, seriously.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not giving you 20%, like something went wrong. At least
Right.
20%.
Yeah.
So, and I told my sister, it was just like I was like, bro, this is too hood. Like what are we doing? I said, I'm not, and I was, I can kind of get a little bit. I said, I'm not giving her nothing. And I repealed back on that. And I think I wound up giving her like between 10 to 15%. And I remember I was kind of having a discussion with a friend of mine, and he had kind of talked about it. He was like, man, Juice, you maybe should have talked to her and explained why we're not doing all that.
Yeah.
I ain't got the time for all that.
Right.
Now, if this is a situation where I felt like you were showing some care, some concern,
Right.
and perhaps maybe I had an interest in coming back,
Yeah.
then maybe. There's nobody here.
Right.
I'd ask how long you been here? Oh, we've been open for 8 months, close to a year. I don't want to hear. This was a grown person in front of me, and it was just a lack of the customer service. Don't even fit it. It was just like, what's going on?
Right.
What are we doing?
Is everybody awake? Like, or is everybody like drunk, or like what's going on?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. There's a difference because I was at a place literally a week ago, didn't know they were closing. So, you know, I saw there were only 3 or 4 people there and had to use the restroom. But I was like, I'm going to get a drink because I see they offer drinks and I see they have a food menu. So I will order something like to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Not going to be one of those people. And I order and I'm like, I don't see that many people here, but whatever. And then we go and we sit down and we're, you know, waiting on our drinks and our food. And I'm noticing the music. Good. Then I'm also noticing that the person who took my order, he's sitting at the table behind me. And I'm like, shouldn't you be working?
Like, do you have anything to attend to?
Yeah.
It's that new NBA young boy.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden I heard closing time come on. So I was like, oh, they're closing.
Yeah.
So it's not that they're empty. It's not that no one wants to be here. We're just those assholes who showed up 20 minutes before it's time to leave. And they were still nice enough to take our order and still gave us that same service, even though they were ready to go.
Yeah.
You could tell they were ready to go because they played closing time and they sat behind me.
Yeah.
But like in a way where it's not a booth. It's like an open area. I'm in a chair, like open back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He behind me because he knows I'm going to look behind me to see who's behind
like,
me.
No. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
And I'm like,
waiting to get my cash out.
It's you.
Yeah.
It's you behind the register.
Yeah.
I should leave.
Yeah.
That's different.
Are you ready for your check, sir?
That's different. You know what I mean?
I'm right here if you need anything. Just turn around. I got you.
Yeah.
Like whispers, the napkin's over there. You know, like
You need
that
extra sauce.
kind of service, you get that, you're like, all right, cool.
I get it.
understand. You're ready to go. I came in on the wrong whatever.
It
but
would
you
have been
still
fine
dealt
if you
with
just
it.
used the bathroom and left. Actually.
Didn't know.
Didn't
know.
Yeah.
But they treated me that nice. And I was
Yeah.
like, I will come back.
Right.
I will definitely come back.
At a proper time.
Yeah, I even told exactly. I even told other people. I was like, but don't go after 8 o'clock.
Right.
That's when we went.
Yeah.
We fucked up. But go to this place.
Right.
You know. So hearing that story of how they made you feel like, we're not even gonna get your order right. We ain't even gonna try
And
to
we're not
make
going
things
to care
better.
when we get it wrong.
Yeah,
It's the thing
we're
that
not gonna
hits
care that
me.
we got it wrong. But also,
Yeah.
how much time passed? Did a manager come talk to you?
No.
Did anyone come talk to you?
Yeah.
And that was the
They
thing.
don't give a
So
fuck.
all that time, right? And that's a great point that you mentioned. All that time, nobody came to check to see, hey, is the food good now?
Something.
I know you waited. Nothing. And here's the deal. I can observe. I've worked at the premier fine dining. I've worked at the trash dive spots. So I can observe and kind of see what's going on. But this is the reason why us, all having experience in hospitality and bartending. And this is why, it depends on where you work. I know people who work at dives who make great money.
Mm-hmm.
Great money. People think it's about what it looks like. No. Rob was talking about this earlier. You set up a standard of regulars. You take care of people and you have a concentration of traffic that comes there. Now, I know where y'all work, not sure P right now. Y'all work at premier places. Y'all are going to have an audience.
Yeah.
No matter what y'all do, there's going to be somebody that comes in there. My job, the same thing. It ain't really about JeLloyd. It's about the fact the venue that I work at.
Yeah.
It's going to be people here. But that's why, like I'm saying, I support all different types. I've always, tried to support where I'm at, my community. I actually am not the biggest fan of chains. You know what I'm saying? I like finding those places that are like, hey, this is a little, a little different or something like that. My little haunt that I can kind of, that maybe not as well known. And that's just the thing for me. And it wasn't even like nobody was mean, but it was just like and I believe the statistic, I know it was a while ago, that it was well over, I believe it was around like 55 to 60% of most restaurants that open fail within the first year.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's a real stat.
Yeah.
And I see why.
Yeah.
It's not about, as me and P were talking, it ain't just about the food. And I'm gonna be honest, like the food was actually pretty good. They kind of, my dish kind of, when it finally came out, I don't know what the deal. It wasn't great, but my sister's phenomenal.
Turn yours.
Other way.
Red light towards you.
Other way.
Yeah, there you go.
My sister's.
I can still hear you. I just want to
Okay.
make sure.
Appreciate you. My sister's phenomenal. So it's a couple of different things that I think go into that. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you have those things, those complications that you're dealing with, hey, we started in grandmama house. We started in big mama house because we couldn't get that loan. Then you got to over exceed on the customer service then, Nando.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point I wanted to make.
The people who
right
are selling
there.
plates out they truck and all that, they're not just successful because the food was so good. And especially like a city we live in LA where there's so many options.
It's a lot of fucking options.
Yeah.
There's so many options. I got a whole list of great burrito spots I need to go to. I'm trying to get through it this year.
Yeah. It's
About
going to take
34
some
of them
time.
motherfuckers over.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Barbecue, ramen, the hibachi, Korean barbecue, premier steakhouses. You know, there's so many options.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a place like that, and I don't feel where I can kind of get that, you know, that customer service maybe that I'm seeking, then it makes it tough.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, you know, my perspective. But as far as the food is concerned, and you know, listen, there's a lot of great places out there. I didn't see all where Keith Lee went, but Atlanta ain't number 8 just ranked on food.
Right.
Yeah.
But before we lose this one particular part, you kind of reminded me of something that I had heard on it was Shannon Sharp's
Interview with Cat
reaction.
Williams.
No, not that one.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
we can talk about that if you
Jesus
want. But this was a couple months ago. This was after, because we covered the Keith Lee thing months ago.
Gotcha.
Months ago. But Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco were talking about it, and there was this point where Ocho got really upset. But he got so upset because he's like, well, as a black man, you can't go talking about black restaurants. Like,
Yes,
no,
you
that's
can.
exactly why he should
Yes,
be.
you can.
So
That's my expertise.
Right. But one of the reasons why, I don't even want to dig into that part because that would take a minute and we still got a whole other show to get to. But just to like tie this whole thing up, I feel like a lot of the discord has been between people who feel, you know, sorry, you got to stay out of this conversation, but
His mic's already off.
I mean, he's wearing all black, but still. No, I just
Hard to tell right now. He know.
but no, he
can be Creole.
He can literally
Absolutely.
he can literally talk about this from a Mexican standpoint,
That's funny.
from a Puerto Rican standpoint, the same way that I can talk about it from a Puerto Rican and black, and you can talk about it from a black and whatever the hell else you both are. Whatever we all are, we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. It's just that this particular conversation has got boiled down to, well, a black man can't talk about black restaurants unless it's positive. So how am I supposed to take these restaurants seriously if all you give is a review based off of the fact of who works there? That's not a real review.
Right.
So for someone to say that a place didn't give good customer service, but the food was good, that's an honest review. So take it as an honest review and take that feedback, because that's what the review section is for. Not taking out a vendetta against someone who pissed you off because of whatever. It's literally just to say, this is what the service was. They give you 5 stars for a reason. It's not supposed to be 1 star, but I'd give 0 if I could, which automatically lets me know that you're a cunt. 5 stars means, oh, I love everyone there, or I made a special friend, or I'm just giving an honest 5-star review. I look for the 4 stars. Give me 4 stars. Give me a reason why it's not 5. I'll trust a reviewer who can do that.
Right.
And I feel like the Keith Lee thing, even though I'm not into his thing, because I don't care what other people say about food. I don't know what your taste buds are. Some people don't fucking like what the fuck is it? Cilantro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't care what food tastes like to you, and I don't care what your experience is. I care what mine might be. But as far as for the restaurant or bar or whatever that's being reviewed, just take the criticism, try to make it constructive, just fucking move on. Take race out of it, take standing out of it, take whether or not a person is a celebrity out of it. Just say, okay, as you said from the very beginning, maybe it was just a bad day.
Maybe.
Just let it be a bad day. Don't let it be a bad week.
Very possible.
Don't let it be a bad month. And don't let it run your fucking restaurant into the ground. Please don't. I've had so many fucking bad reviews, but the way I've always looked at it and the way someone told me very early when I switched over to bartending full time was because they knew I liked football. It was like, look at it the way a DB looks at the game of football. Even if you give up a touchdown, still got to go back out there for the next play until the game's over. You got to let that shit go. So even if I have a bad interaction with you, I can't let that affect you. Because then it's going to affect you.
Correct.
And it's going to affect me and then all of my peers. So take the criticism and let's just try to move on. You know, because then you don't want to have those blowback situations where your restaurant is super slow because you got a bad review. Because it's bad enough dealing with fucking dry January.
Right.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about how slow it is for the last couple weeks, even before we went on our fucking break. But man, it is so bad out there, man.
Bone
And
dry.
I understand wanting to make some healthy changes, and I support you.
Then why,
But tell your friends to come drink.
Then,
I'm just saying, then tell your friends to come
Like you
drink.
about to Hulk out, bro.
I'm just saying. Then send me someone else who's gonna drink in your place.
Yeah.
Someone. Send someone. All right, because I still got to pay these
Give
bills
them
while
your
you're gone.
money. Give them your money and tell them to have a couple drinks on you, for you, close to you, something like that.
I can make non-alcoholic drinks actually really fucking well.
Yeah.
Great mocktail?
I could do a great virgin mojito,
Just 'cause it's
virgin
dry.
margarita, virgin Bloody Mary.
So just tomato juice.
No, I still add some things in there. Still some hot sauce, a little bit of Bloody Mary mix, some lime juice, some Worcester or some soy sauce if we don't have Worcester.
Depends on what kind of mix y'all got at your bar.
Yeah.
I've worked at places where you got to make it completely from scratch, and I've worked at places where they have like this bottle stuff that you use.
Yeah, we use Demetrius.
I don't remember the names.
Is it
I
good?
fucking hate Bloody Marys.
So here's the thing. I hate Bloody Marys, but apparently
Really?
I'm really good at making them.
Yo, me too.
I love a good
honestly, I think that's a thing.
It's a thing.
I've been saying that for years.
Okay.
When
people
you
that hate
hate,
them make
when
them
you
well?
no, when it comes to any cocktail, the more you hate making it, the better you are at it.
Really?
Interesting.
Why do you think that is?
Someone told me
Because
yeah.
I can make a fucking mean ass Long Island. And I fucking hate those things. Just like I can do a Negroni.
Yeah.
That Campari's for show. That bottle ain't moving. Ain't nobody drinking that shit.
It's been here since I started the show. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Spilled
saying?
some the other day.
Yeah.
That's why I checked the halfway point.
Nah, it's just Bloody Marys.
Someone told me yesterday I
don't
make
like
a
it.
really good dirty martini. I hate vermouth.
I hate olive
juice,
Yeah.
vodka, gin. Every
That's
pasta.
interesting.
I like gin. I'm not a vodka fan, but I like gin.
It's,
Vodka's bland. It's the missionary of spirits.
It is.
but some people can make
It
a
is.
good ass missionary. Never mind. Never.
Thank you.
Let me get one of them
Some
doggy style
people can
whiskey
make a
sours.
good ass missionary.
Well, see, I
Good
love
missionary.
I love whiskey sours. I hate making them.
I don't mind it.
I
That's
like
my cocktail.
because
Really?
I'll make
You know, I'll be
one.
coming up in there when I see
I know, but I'm just.
you. Done cursed me out 4 times when I asked you for egg white.
No, I don't. I don't curse anybody out.
No, I'm,
That's one of my
joking. No,
coworkers.
no,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
But you like JeLloyd.
It
JeLloyd.
depends on the time.
Where we keep. You know,
No,
we ain't got no
this
eggs.
motherfucker here ordered 2 or 3 espresso martinis with like 2 or 3, not just sidecars, they were cable cars. Because he was feeling fancy that night.
There were women around. I was working to impress them. It was Christmas time. I said, "This is a great Christmas drink, and you're gonna enjoy it."
I need a cable car.
I hate you impressive motherfuckers. I hate you impressive motherfuckers. Y'all be going out there and be telling bitches a whole bunch of shit. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
It worked.
I gotta do this shit. Yeah, I work. You mean I work, not it work. I work.
I was
That's
faded at that point. I was very faded at that point.
I'm actually, brother. I don't know if you heard of this. I'm gonna take a cable car.
Yeah. No, and then I'm the person like, let me give you the specs for it.
right, exactly.
Looking at the back bar, like, okay, yeah. You got
God.
you can make it. Just add this and
Oh
this.
my God.
Actually, you did that at a bar we went to once.
Yeah.
They weren't busy, but
No.
you had them make something. So
Yeah.
he's done that
I
too.
fucked up
Yeah,
because
I've done
that.
When
I've
specs
done
out?
that when it's slow.
Yeah, when
I've
it's
done
slow.
it when it's slow.
When it's
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
No, I
When it's
think I rolled up on you and said, "You're gonna hate me," or something like that.
You did.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did. Yeah, your eyes were really big, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's right. I am gonna hate him. He means that shit."
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, imagine me trying to take over like 5 drinks and coops. Yeah,
Oh no.
It's okay.
Oh no.
Oh, that was the retribution.
Nah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Because when you close out that check, you made up for it.
Oh, that's what I do.
That's how
Boom.
you do it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you know the person's gonna take care of you, you don't mind making those cocktails. That's why I say I don't mind making a whiskey sour, even if I don't know for sure the person's gonna take care of me. To me, anyone who orders a whiskey sour, you're at least giving me $2. That's how we look at it.
You know,
Like,
at least
drinks a little bit. if
based
you
off
order a
the
whiskey
drink
sour.
someone's ordering
Yeah.
and the way that they order it and whatever kind of confidence level or something like that, I have a built-in calculator in my mind of what I think the tip is going to be.
Yeah.
And if it is that, great. If it isn't, I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm going to do my best not to hold it against you.
Mhm.
But if you keep coming back, yeah, I'm going to have a problem.
Keep ordering the
I had a
same
couple
thing.
people come over and order not just last words, but Oaxacan last words.
Oh boy.
In the middle of a Saturday night rush. It was 2 Oaxacan last words, espresso martini, an old fashioned, and a beer.
Good God.
They got the same order.
Whoever got that beer,
4
I'm giving you a
times.
gold fucking star. You get a cookie.
No, because he was the one who paid, and he gave me $4.
Oh, fuck
He
out of
gave me
here.
$1 per drink.
Wow.
Per drink.
Wow.
Now, the beer, easy, fine.
Clearly.
Even if you don't give me $1 for that, I'm not
Sweet.
saying I deserve $1.
Yeah.
But then those other 3 motherfucking cocktails,
Jesus Christ.
an espresso martini and 2 Oaxacan last words.
Labor intensive.
And an old fashioned?
So
Yeah,
and
and the
old
old
fashioned.
fashioned.
So now you got the 2 Oaxacan last words, which are 4 steps, because it is 4 different ingredients
Yeah.
that have to be measured. Especially because one of the bottles you can't even put a fucking cheater spout on.
Right.
You have to
To pour it
it,
straight out the.
and
yeah.
it pours so slow. You can't speed that process up.
Oh, what,
as
the
fast as
Luchardo?
I am.
The Luchardo, because it has the
See,
fucking
he already knew.
Yeah.
plastic fucking thing that you can't take. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know what company makes, but why? Why do you do that?
Luxardo is a company, no?
Is that the company? Why
Yeah.
do you do that? Why do you torment? For what reason? Do you hate us? Do you hate Bart's?
At
What the fuck is wrong
Luxardo,
with
we
you?
at you.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on.
we at you.
I think we had a bottle here, but we used it all. But yeah, what the fuck?
We have a bottle. It's hidden.
That's fair. That's completely
That
fair.
shit's expensive, man.
Yeah.
I don't just have that out in front of
That
guests.
shit ain't out here.
No,
Yo,
shit
it
ain't
took
out
me
here.
so long to even like save up the pennies to buy one. I was like, you will be hidden. from everyone
Yeah.
else.
We ain't telling people about you.
Like a relationship you don't put on your stories. Like,
So
look, you're over
Yo,
to the side.
To the side. Don't make too much noise. Don't go loud.
What we have is not for everyone.
For everybody to know.
Secret lover.
Can we do
So you-
us?
you were talking about dry January and how people should still go out, and you mentioned non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
Just because it's, I didn't even say nothing funny.
I was like,
Thanks.
yeah.
Just because you're not drinking alcohol, you can still go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you feel like you can go out without having a drink, maybe you should make it a dry year. I don't know. I'm just saying, but not gonna say anything more than that. But you could still go out and enjoy time with your friends and have a lemonade, Arnold Palmer, whatever the fuck else that place serves. You don't have to drink. You can still go out, still be dry.
Yeah.
I mean, smoke weed or whatever.
Oh
I
shit!
don't know.
Non-alcoholics are becoming more of a thing now.
Yeah.
I saw a commercial earlier today for I don't know the name of it, but I know we've all seen it quite a bit lately. It's the one I grabbed when we were going to that holiday party. The
the athletic IPA.
IPA. Yeah. It's a hazy IPA at that.
Yeah, they have a hazy and they have a golden ale. We carry both at my bar.
Right.
No alcohol in it.
No alcohol.
Wow. So the commercial was literally people at work. No bullshit. It was a commercial for people at work just wanted to have a drink while they were at work. Like now you can do that without the alcohol. It's like fucking genius.
Yeah, that's great.
It's also what my GM does.
Oh yeah.
He brings in non-alcoholic drinks so that people think he's having a drink with him. And he's just drinking non-alcoholic drinks. And
Good for him.
It's fucking genius.
And also there's non-alcoholic spirits. We carry one from Amas. It's their non-alcoholic gin.
Really?
It tastes like basil juice basically. It goes good with ginger beer. So we have that and we'll do that. If somebody wants a non-alcoholic thing, I'll just do that. 2 ounces of that ginger beer. Tastes great.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. So, I don't mind making virgin versions of drinks, and we have a few on our menu, like a matcha mojito, and one called a She Pretty, which is pretty much like a raspberry lemonade up with egg whites.
Shit pretty?
She Pretty.
Oh,
what'd you say?
I thought you said shit pretty.
Shit Pretty.
That's why I needed clarification.
That's
I couldn't
hilarious.
just let that stay in my head.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shit Pretty? Yeah, that's a shit pretty. That's crazy.
That pretty.
Can you imagine that on our menu?
Yeah, that's why I was so worried. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, you're really leaning into that 10 o'clock crowd, huh?
You ever make a virgin Moscow Mule?
Oh,
I
my
think
God.
someone has asked me to
Really?
do that
Oh,
before.
my
Yeah,
God.
I
I
have.
asked you for that.
Yeah.
Just ginger beer.
My
Yeah.
God,
It's with lime juice.
You can, I was about to say, you can get wild with the lime.
Yeah.
I had
get too wild.
I again had someone ask me for a Moscow Mule. And then just as I was grabbing the bottle of vodka, they're like, nah, but with tequila. And I was like, you said Moscow. He's like, yeah, but with tequila. And I was like, you mean Mexican? And he was like, because he was Mexican.
Oh no!
Love it.
No, come on.
What
He
you
looked
talking
at me
about?
like,
Threw him
what the
off
fuck?
so
yeah.
hard.
So we both just looked at each other, and then I just poured the drink.
He looked at you like, what do you mean Mexican?
No,
And
it's
you
just
looked at him
like
back.
that- it's
You
that
looked at him
meme
back
with
like,
like
you know
a
what I
Diddy and
mean.
the singer dude, and then it's like staring at each other. Oh,
Yeah, the
man.
Mexican stare down like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
What do you
funny.
mean? You know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
And then
I
he
said what
thought
I
about it like,
said.
yeah, that makes sense. I want that.
Yeah, I want it.
I know you
want it.
do.
You would have really fucked him up if you said a Oaxacan mule. He'd be like,
I've done that to people. They don't even know what the fuck I'm saying.
oh, man.
Oh, wah. Motherfucker said, bless me last time.
Oh, shit.
A Oaxaca mule, bless you.
God bless you. Jesus.
Bless
Mary
you, my son.
Joseph. Damn. That's crazy.
No, sir. I want a.
With mezcal.
That's hilarious.
Moscow.
Mezcal. Well, I was thinking about that's what we would like them to do on their end as guests. I've been thinking more about what on our end in the service industry we need to be doing while it's slow because it's out of our control, unfortunately. And in my experience, I generally kind of expect it to be slow until about Super Bowl time. That's usually when I notice it picking back up.
You're talking about Rob after we hit the new year.
Yeah, after we hit New Year,
right.
everyone's pretty much spent everything on Christmas, New Year, and then tax season is coming up, so it's gonna be slow. It just is what it is. Now I've been telling coworkers like, look, we could be mad about it, or we can try to do what we want, and that was what I mentioned to you earlier, which is now's the time you take time and you talk to your guests more. I'm a person I don't like people and I don't like talking to them, but I know that I can when put in the situation. I start asking them questions about why they came in, where they from. My particular restaurant tends to have a lot of tourists, so it's almost always somebody from out of state visiting and whatnot, and that's when I really get to know guests, and that creates that personal experience. And even if they're just doing one martini and they're out, they know my name when they leave out, they remember me. and they have that kind of experience that they can hold on to. So the next time they're in town, or they tell someone else, I went to Joey, go to the bar, I'll tell them, yo, tell your friends to come ask for Rob or whatever, because that's when you create those regulars, and then you're not depending on people to walk in off the street. If you have a bar full of regulars that know different bartenders' names, you're not really worried about whether it's slow or not, because people are there to see you and your bar team work and do your thing. And I feel like when you have regulars, there's a certain level of expectations of like they expect to get certain types of service sometimes, but a lot of times regulars can just come in and you know their order. Like there's one gentleman, he comes in, he gets a mezcal drink every time. I see him walking across the street, I start making the mezcal drink. I hand it to him as soon as he walks in, and he just chills the fuck out. He doesn't talk or say anything for 30 minutes. And then I'll come back in 20 minutes later. Are you getting food today? No food? Cool. Maybe sometimes he'll get the Cobb salad. Cool. I'll put the Cobb salad in and literally don't talk to him for another 30 minutes. That's a regular, and that's all you need. If
he take care of you too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a sexless relationship.
It's a sexual, and it's beautiful.
As long as you're getting fed.
You're getting fed. And literally, if we can fill the bar up with those people, then we're golden. We're golden. But like, I feel like every time I come in, all I hear the entire shift is people talking about, it's so slow. Nobody's coming. We're not going to make money. I'm just like, what can we do about it to be more active instead of just like complaining about it? Because either way, if my name is on that call sheet, I'm showing up for this shift and we got to be here. So what are we going to do about it? And so that's why I think on our end, we can be being a little bit more active to try to combat the slowness.
100%.
Yeah. I don't even think that's just for like this time of year.
Yeah.
Just for any time in general. Hopefully they picked up what I said on the front end, but we'll see. Anyway, I mean, just in general, we've all heard that one manager line. If you got time to lean, you got time to
clean.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I get it. And I get it.
Rapper?
Why are you rhyming?
Stop rhyming.
Like that's gonna make me want to do it. Like, oh shit, that was a bar.
Fuck off, Jerry. Go do payroll, goddammit. Go do the fucking payroll. Make sure I get paid on time.
But yeah, I mean, we always hear those things and we adhere to them when we feel like it. But on a general basis, if you're coming into work and there's nothing to do, you should find something. And if there are guests there, then you actually have something to do.
Yeah.
Anytime you have a guest in the building, you have something to do.
Yeah.
Even if they're not a regular, that's how you build regulars sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if they're a type of person who doesn't want to talk. I know for some people, they can feel very uncomfortable starting off a conversation with a stranger, but I mean, you are in this job.
Yeah.
Sorry. That is part of it. Like a garbage man or a garbage person doesn't have to talk to people because that's not their job. But if you work at Kinko's, you making some copies, bitch. Like, come on. You don't have a choice.
Right.
So for this particular job, it involves talking to people as much as sometimes we don't like them. I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to people. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I love people. Sometimes I don't. I really don't like stupid people. Just like I don't like stupid questions. I've learned that's my main thing. So I love doing the job. And as long as I got at least one person in there, I will walk up and be like, what do you want to talk about? Even if it's just that.
Are we going to skip the small talk?
And then,
Are we going to skip the small talk, or do you just want to jump right into the deep stuff? Let's trauma dump right now.
What you really want to get into right? I know why you're really here.
Tell me how you really feel today.
Fucking grab a jigger. I mean, we can make some magic.
I'll give you that one.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, it is our jobs. And, I'm not just trying to be, oh, you should take pride in it. There should be some pride in it, of course.
Right.
Because it is your profession, it is what you have chosen to do in a manner that you feel makes you the most amount of money. Live your life best of your abilities. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to do it, like Snoop Dogg said, if you're going to flip burgers, be the best burger flipping motherfucker you can be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's slow, my job, I'll just walk and stand in the front door if there's no one inside. Especially if I don't have any other coworkers that are there or they're busy doing something, I'll go stand in the front door. I'm not sitting there begging people to come in, but at the very least, I'm not like avoiding eye contact. So
right.
You want people.
Right.
You know, there's that weird energy of when you go to work and you know you're not gonna make any money, and like, well, just cut me now. I'm like, right. But now you really not making no money.
Right.
You know,
like you're not even making an hourly.
Yeah.
Well, I say what I say because yes, as bartenders, I think we have a little bit more of that motor, or like we know that's kind of a little bit more of our job of like entertaining and talking to people. However, at my job, there are a lot of like the servers that just transition into bartending, and I think they're used to just like going to their tables, taking the orders, then kind of bouncing. Let me drop your order off, cool, and I'm gonna bounce. And so like they are not used to like that uncomfortableness of standing in front of somebody and starting a conversation and keeping that conversation going. And so I see that same type of motor when they're behind the bar, where it's like they're just taking the order and then kind of just either talking to the other coworkers or doing something else. And that works when it's busy enough, when it's like it's always people around the bar and something to do. And so that works. However, now that's slow and it's just like literally you got 3 people on that side and you've gotten all their orders and everything's in and everything's taken care of. And now you just have that one person that's just by themselves, and they're not begging to be talked to, but they also are very idly just, they're looking at the TV. You know that look when like you're at a bar and you're looking at the TV, but you're not really watching it. You just look at it because what the fuck else are you gonna do?
What do you do?
Yeah. I do that a lot of times, and so I know that look from somebody else, and I know that's kind of an intro to kind of like, all right, let me personalize this experience at Redacted for you. Right. And so yeah, I just encourage newer bartenders or people that haven't been in that situation to start doing that. Make regulars, you know.
But with it being slow and everything, that obviously means that tipping is going to be lighter too.
Oh yeah,
which comes with it. And I know that can kind of ruffle some feathers with that conversation, but I came across this video.
Just before you say that, I had one part to say on this that you kind of before we transition. I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying and just remind everyone that goes out to drink is willing to spend more money for a product that they could enjoy for cheaper at home. Yeah, so 100%. If they're in your venue and they're just if they're not looking at their phone and typing or reading something or reading a book, and they're just, as you said, kind of looking up or kind of looking around, they are looking for a reason to stay. Mm-hmm. Give them one. You can be that reason to stay. Yeah. I actually learned that from a guest. A guest told me, he's like, I don't come here to drink gin and tonics. I come here because of you and one other bartender. So when I see you and that other bartender, I know I can have a good conversation. That's why I come here.
Of course, yeah.
I'm drinking your well gin.
Right. Talk about
for the price that I could go buy.
Yeah, correct. A bottle.
A better bottle.
Yeah.
A better.
I mean, it was it was shit.
Yeah.
And it was 2 PM. He had better things to do.
Of course.
He's like, I came here for you to sell me on you.
Yeah.
Let me learn about the things you are doing. Let me learn about the things in your life. Because he was an older gentleman as well. He's like, I'd like to be able to give some advice here and there or tell some funny stories, which he told me one day. I have to tell you guys off air. Please don't let me forget. Even I can't say what he said.
Jeez.
Even I can't say what he said on camera.
Oh, wow.
But
I want to hear it.
But yeah, I will always refer to him as G&T Tom.
Word.
And the time he told me that, I never saw him again because not long after that, I don't know if he moved or whatever, but I just never saw him again. And like 3-4 months later, COVID happened.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, hopefully that gentleman's doing well, but that always stuck with me. He's like, I don't come here for the gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Come here for you guys. So remember that, you know, when you're bored or when you are just annoyed, like, oh, your friends have something else to do. You know, the girl you're talking to or the guy you're talking to is, oh, I want to see you. When can you get off work? Okay, but you are possibly missing out on creating an experience for someone else who could be there and wants to stay there and wants to come back and is going to ask you, when are you working again, so that they can come see you. I had this situation just happen this weekend where one of the servers
just completely shut down because they weren't getting enough tables. And so therefore the rest of the night, guess what they got? Not enough fucking table.
Yeah.
You know, I felt for them. I was like, you know, hey, like, you all right? I found out later they were in a bad mood. They must have had something going on. And I'm not judging them for it because we all have an off day.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're upset because you're not getting enough tables, but there are people in
You
the
have
building,
some tables.
go find you a table.
Yeah.
Go up to one of the tables in your section that keeps coming to the bar. Find out why they go to the bar instead of you. You know I can get that drink for you, right?
Yeah.
You know, like those are the little things that you could do to increase the guest experience while also increasing the money in your pocket and making your job easier for you to work.
Mm-hmm.
I just want.
Okay, cool. So I came across this video.
Such an actor.
And it's, I have my feelings about it. I'd like to get, but I don't know when this happened, but it happened fairly recently. But anyways, lady orders DoorDash and run.
It's Popeyes, right?
That Popeye.
Yep. Wait, what?
So
Ignore.
the caption said, "POV, your DoorDasher leaves a nasty note in your food thinking you wouldn't tip," and that proceeds to happen. I just like how I thought it was well, but no, the note was in the bag.
It was already in
the bag was sealed. Yeah. Well, that's
Let me go in your bag that's been stapled. She can't though, because
She
like
can't.
Popeye staples the bag. Why do I know that Popeye staples her bag? Don't ask. I just
so
order
people
a
in the
lot.
comments were
But-
saying that at least she had shame and not accepted it. Because had she accepted, if I was that girl and I saw that after I tipping, I would have been like, "Bitch." But yeah, she left a note in there because I guess because when you do DoorDash, you have to tip up front. And
no, you don't. Yeah. That's interesting because I always tip afterwards, not necessarily because.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I just have always tipped after I receive it, not necessarily.
I tip ahead of time. I'm an Uber Eats
Yeah?
guy, and that's the way it's set up. Rob,
tip
like
before?
I think you do have the option of, I'm sure, like just like
Yeah.
DoorDash being able to change it, etc.
Yeah.
But I typically tip up front because it asks you. I only
Oh,
really,
right. If it asks you as you're cashing out, I do tip ahead of time.
Correct.
Yes, yeah.
I'm
You're
an
right.
Uber
I
Eats
forgot
guy.
about that.
I'm not
Yeah.
super familiar with
I tip
DoorDash.
ahead of time. Okay, interesting.
So this was the note that she left. It says, if you guys can't read it, it says, "Lucky for you, I didn't bother the food, but next time, consider tipping your driver." I'm sorry, but that is extremely, utterly unwarranted, and
Yeah, you're
that shit
threatening
ain't
to be fired.
fucking
You're threatening to
cool.
fuck with my food.
That lady should not work for Uber Eats. I one of the comments that said, it's like or post a note. This is why the lady left the note in your food because you didn't do shit right the first time. She didn't post the note after in that initial video, so she's like, that's why she put the fucking note because she didn't do it right the first time. That's funny. But she tipped cash, which was very considerate because now
100%.
that's not reported. This, that, and the third. So I think that for us on, let's say, like, we're on the driver's side, obviously we're in the industry.
Right.
So I don't think you should ever do anything like that to where you're even, because that would be considered tampering with the food because you put something else in there that wasn't with the order. So tampering with the guest food, like you know, that movie fucking Waiting where they're spitting and all that other shit in there. Like that's just for movie funny Hollywood.
Nobody does that.
Like nobody really does that.
Nobody.
I don't think. I've never done it, but
y'all wild boys.
but I don't think that kind of behavior is ever okay, warranted, or acceptable. So I'm not even gonna bat for that lady because you shouldn't have done that. Maybe she was having a rough day, whatever, and I get it. You get frustrated when you get what was the word?
Non-tipped.
Tipped over.
What was the word I was gonna say? Whatever. Yeah. I
stiffed.
Thank you.
Stiff.
Fuck me. I couldn't think of it. Right. It sucks when you get stiffed. Like it hurts. Right. It really fucking hurts when you're working your ass off, and she probably did what she could to get there as quick as possible, and she looks at it. It's like, damn, dude, I'm getting stiffed. What the fuck?
Right.
I had to drive from point A to point B. I don't know what the context of it is. I'm just adding shit in there, but yeah, it's like when you make a cocktail and you put your whole heart into it, and you look at it, it's like, really? 0? Like,
yeah,
you're not gonna go and just grab it, spit in it.
I'm not gonna do that, but I also, to add more context to it, probably for a DoorDasher picking up Popeyes, that's the equivalent of one of us making a Long Island. Like the person that orders a Long Island, I kind of him in my head like
one.
Motherfucker, you probably not gonna tip me much of shit.
We don't know.
It's fair.
And also, I got a question too. Have you been? I got a question as well. Like, have you been to the house before? Now, watching this video, and it makes me think about what Nando had kind of talked about earlier. And this is my personal opinion on her. She need to be fired, straight up. I ain't got no tolerance for that. And I'm gonna tell you why. You don't deserve shit. This is what we all decided to do for a living. You get paid to be a Uber driver, a DoorDash person, a Uber Eats person. You get paid, period.
Right.
You get paid. Don't nobody owe you nothing. And that's just my standard on how I live life, period, bro. Besides your parents taking care of you maybe and putting you in school until you kind of get to be 18, don't nobody in this world owe you nothing. And then I'm going to tell you another thing, too, what it says a lot about me. I don't think it was no shame. You felt like a clown, and you felt embarrassed. It wasn't no shame. Why wouldn't you take the money? Because your clown ass had left that stupid little note up in there without thinking to yourself that potentially, baby, I might get a tip. I looked at it. That was a young woman. That was a young person. I don't know if she had been to the house before, whatever. You don't deserve nothing. You don't deserve nothing. And you need to be fired. None of us, bro, we all currently work in Los Angeles. I moved from a city where I never saw a paycheck with no money on it because we got paid $2.13 an hour. So all of our money was through tips. All of it. I had one paycheck in working at this premier steakhouse for 4 years. One, and that was my first one. Training, hours, etc. The rest were just about tips. We were 100% tip base. Mm-hmm. Rob, you don't deserve nothing. Especially not when I'm looking at that attitude. Why somebody owe you something? You're getting paid. Now, of course, is it the right thing to do? I'm not saying, of course. Somebody going out their way, somebody, depending on the time of night it is, all that is real and valid. Why would I pay you? Looking at your attitude like that, based on how you act. And then you told her. What did she say? Refusal, or what was the word she used?
Sorry. She's like, oh, just keep that.
She used the word. But she was, there's a note in there. So you wanted to let the person know who's clearly a minimum of 20 years younger than you. And you said it yourself. That's not tax. That's not, nobody has to know about that. You giving the person cash. She need to be fired. Straight up. Like, I'm not, that's just my personal opinion, dog. Yeah. Like, I'm not with it, bro. Like, nobody deserves nothing. You don't deserve nothing. If you want to go get tipped, then you go do something else. And guess what? Even if you're doing something else, there's the chance that you may not get tipped. I was talking about earlier how I didn't work at the dives. I've been around top celebrities doing, I'm sure we all have, doing catering events. They're some of the worst because they're so used to getting things for free.
True.
So my thing is that to me kind of seemed like, you know, now that is kind of, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how everybody else does. That seems to me to be like a little bit rare. Like I typically, I don't know how often people are like tipping cash. She seemed to be like, that seemed to be foreign to her.
I don't think
like,
that's common, no.
I don't think it's common.
Oh, okay. Like that seemed to be something that she felt like Nando was like, oh, she was trying to act like.
I want to say though, just for the audience, and I'm not trying to correct. I'm just saying for the audience.
Speak up, baby. Talk on. We talking, baby.
No. I'm just saying for one word, just for the audience, the way it may hit the ears. When he's saying that the person doesn't deserve anything, it's just because you're saying you're not entitled to anything.
Correct.
You don't get something just because you did something. You're not entitled to anything.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why it's called a gratuity.
Gratuity.
Nando.
Yes, exactly.
That's why it's called a gratuity. If you as good as you are what you do, and I told you this.
Yep.
I know other people there. I'd met your GM. I know another bartender. Bro, you were a big part of that. And I've never asked you for nothing special. Like, man, hey, you ain't smiling though, bro. Like, I got some girls with me. Like, what's the deal? Like, no. Entitlement.
Right.
If you were to work a 5-hour shift and not get one tip, is that right? Absolutely not. But are you entitled to it? No. Nope. So how do you go about getting that? Based on the job you're doing, your customer service, and the graciousness and the grace of people who decide to do that. Yep. That's why even times, bro, where I can be frustrated. I've had those $100 tabs, Rob, where somebody throw you a $5 cash until you appreciate it. Now, here's the deal, my brother. Don't come back to me. Please don't. Don't come back, because I'm a diabetic. I'm about to fake a diabetic seizure. I'm not available. I'm in the back eating Skittles, supposedly. Drinking orange juice. Juice down for the count. Where's juice? Juice is out.
Juice is on the juice.
Juice is on the juice.
Juice is juice.
Juice is juice.
Juiced up.
Go to Nando. You got all the Aperol you want. Go to him.
Oh, shit.
But also at the same time, and this is the thing that I think about, people get it confused in this business. Number one, a lot of people who be getting upset about that, I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like they're the best at customer service.
No,
I don't.
I see that.
Rob, I'm gonna be honest. I've been in this industry for a long time. I stopped worried about tips a long time ago. My personal opinion, I'm a believer of God. Whatever God blessed me to make that this day, that's what I was supposed to. I don't know your situation. I don't know your knowledge. That's why y'all are doing a great podcast, helping to educate people. I don't know your knowledge. I don't know how you grew up. Mm-hmm. I had to teach my dad these things.
Same, my family too.
Come on.
Yeah.
I had to teach my bad, bro.
Sorry.
My bad. Yeah. Turn that thing around. Thank you, P. Just put your.
I tried to do it subtly.
Just kick me in that Achilles tendon. Just kick me. But I had to teach my dad these things. Like, man, like he didn't get it. Hey man, what are they? I'm like, Dad, no. There's factors to this. Your son does this for a living.
Yeah.
This is part of how I make my money. You don't know what's going on with the server. Now, I said, I'm gonna show you the biggest point of concern. Is the person trying to act like they care? That's the biggest point. Hey, I have a complaint. This wasn't cooked right. What's going on? But hey, sir, let me get on it. If I can't adhere to you or help you out, let me get somebody who can. Mm-hmm. That's what matters. You don't deserve nothing. Or excuse me, Nando, you're not entitled to nothing. Yeah. You could have made the most incredible whiskey sour. What's your job description say? You're a bartender. So if you made 500 drinks and it was just the wildest night in the world, because I know this is probably not going to happen to you, definitely not where you're at. But if you didn't get a tip for that day, what? And that's the thing I think a lot of people in the service industry forget too. What about the good days? See, we so used to, and it's our mentality. It's how we make money, too. So we don't, that's why I've tried to do a better job of looking at a weekly and a monthly total for my money as opposed to a daily. I don't look at a daily. I don't look at a daily because a daily is not accurate in our business. We don't do what other people do. So you may make, man, it was a bad night. Like I made, 135 or something like that. Then the next day, man, you had a hot Friday. Some people came in, some of your boys, and somebody took care of you, man. Dude, I did 460.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't add it up like that. So for me, that's not a like, what are you doing to, and of course I don't look at the tips. Everybody else, and I work with a lot of bartenders. Love them, respect them. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be able to be, having worked in this industry for a while, to be in a decent position. But I see so many people and they're never happy. It don't matter how much they make, no matter what they do. Because they just in that mindset of like, the bartender mindset. Like, did you deserve it? Because I see the way you be treating a lot of people. We're definitely not entitled to it, but I don't even know if you deserved it. I can say some people are like, they didn't treat you right. I don't even think you deserved it.
Right.
And they're mad. I'm like, what did you do?
Or you get the people who think, well, the tab was this high, so I'm entitled to this much in tips. That's not how it works.
No, it's not.
Just because someone spent $200 does not mean you deserve 20.
Those were 3 shots of 42. You poured 3 shots.
Yeah.
That does not mean you're entitled to $40 in tip.
Yeah.
Nah.
But I'll be happy if
I'll take it. I won't deny it.
I remember you the next time you come back.
I will take it.
Yeah.
But I also have self-awareness to know, like, all right, man, I literally just did this 3 times. And this happens to be the price of the thing you ordered. Boom. So, yes.
But those are also the people, when they do it, they are the ones who understand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm next.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I come back, I'm next.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
That take care of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understand that they're going to be taken care of.
You spend $200. I had someone do this. They didn't do the I'm next, but they were buying rounds for the group that they were with, older gentlemen. At the end of the night, his tabs just under 4.
Mm-hmm.
And, we got the new fucking handhelds and shit. So I just put the handheld in front of him, and I was like, you know what? You go ahead and do whatever you feel like
the
Lord tells you to do. I'm gonna go stand over here. Like I handed him the bucket and just walked off. let him speak to you.
It's a blind eye to me.
Let him speak to you and let him speak through you.
Why do you call the handheld a collection plate? That was odd.
That's weird.
But yeah, I handed it to him. I turned around. I came back. I know it was at least 20-something%. Because he tipped us just under 100.
Word.
Through all of it. And then he came back like 5 minutes later and asked for a bid. I was like,
oh, you got it.
I got that.
Yeah, no, you got that.
You've spent enough.
You got that.
Because I luckily where I work, we have a tab that we're able to add drinks to, and nobody else had really taken care of me that night. So nobody else got a free beer. You know what I mean? Like if you don't take care of me, you don't know if I have a tab that I can actually put drinks on.
Yeah.
So while you're asking for make it strong, you should be like, all right, well, how about I take care of you? And then if you can take care of me on the next one, you do.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Nando. Let me ask you this. You just said something that maybe I say that. So when people, and I'm going to ask you, when people ask me to make it strong, I say, you take care of me, I take care of you. Is that something that you say, or do you wait to see how they they act?
Nah, I'm a dick.
Okay.
When people say make it strong, I look at them and they're like, everything I make is strong. Sometimes I go just like me, and then I just walk off.
And then I just walk off and don't get the drink.
Depending on.
I think he went to the restroom.
Just leave the bar.
He's still walking. Where is he going?
So he goes to the front door to look for more customers.
Sir, aren't you still on the clock?
Soft music starts playing and the lights shut down. I just leave.
Everything I make is strong like me.
What the fuck?
What does that even mean?
But what else do you say to that? Anyone who says something that bullshit in response to what you said,
Yeah.
no one's had a response yet. Never.
Okay. Got you.
Unplug and replug in. Yeah, buddy. Your microphone doesn't like it when you talk.
My response has been to put it back on them. So it's like a tennis match. It's like
Put
you
it
serve
on
it,
them.
hit it back, and it's like, why? Well, you know, and then it kind of confuses them because now they're like, wait, why did I say that? What am I like? Look introspectively, like, yes, why would I make it strong? We just met. I don't know you. You don't know me. What grounds do I have to make it strong for you? Or they'll say, hey, can you hook it up? Are you gonna hook it up?
Yeah.
Because the bar that I work at, I get a little bit more leeway with that. Like
Gotcha.
I get a little bit more to be able to, you know, push back a little bit. I'm not saying I'm gonna be an absolute asshole to them, but if you ask me for something, I'm gonna ask you back why, or are you gonna hook it up, or what's strong?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, oh, make it strong. Like, oh, okay, well, what's strong for you?
What is strong?
Oh, I don't know. All right, then shut the
Right.
fuck up and let me make the drink.
I'm sure that's the most common answer.
Do you know how much is going in here?
Right.
No? All right, shut the fuck up. Let me do my job. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. But like when somebody asks like a strong martini, it's like, what the fuck else can I put
What do you
in?
mean?
There's nothing else. This
That's
is
like
as strong
asking
as it
where's the
fucking
nearest
gets.
8
ATM
ounces
machine.
of vodka. Right.
Like, where's the nearest ATM machine? ATM machine? Really?
Really?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Or
ATMM.
ATM machine.
ATM.
Just like in Spider-Man, he's like, the M stands for machine. Why do people say ATM machine? The M stands for machine.
ATM machine.
Real talk. Real
But when
talk.
people say like, oh, make it stronger, like, what's the strongest thing you have? One thing I took from him is like a shot. That's the strongest thing I have is an ounce and a half shot of whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's no sugar. There's no citrus. There's no liqueur. It's straight through. There you go, through and through. That works sometimes. Sometimes they laugh, they get a kick out of it, or they'll kind of not roll their eyes, but then say, "I'll just have the margarita."
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Just order
Or
what
the
you
Long
want.
Island. Just stop asking me. We said it, but stop asking me what I make good or what I make strong because you're not gonna order it anyways.
Right.
Just
God.
tell me what you want.
And don't ask us to make it with love either.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know you.
Ooh, I got
I don't even
pissed off.
know you.
Make it with
Make it with love. Nigga, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Love.
You don't
I've
deserve
never
my
met
love.
you.
Talk about
Yeah.
what people deserve.
Yeah.
You don't deserve my love. You're not entitled to my love.
When I do, when they say make it with love, I give it hard eye contact. That's how I give my love. That's how my love comes out. Hard
Oh my
eye
God.
contact. You look at me until completion.
And Nando, I'm gonna tell you,
That's deserving.
I don't want the next one with love.
I don't want to know.
I just want to
Just give me regular, no eye contact.
Can you just make
please.
the next one with like, please? Right.
Can we actually turn the lights off? I just don't want to see anything while you're making this drink. Just, it's like, Jesus Christ.
I'm in the DJ booth while you prepare the drink. What the hell?
But yeah, that's kind of what I do when those people come up
That's fair.
is the
And
make
I
it
think
strong
that's a
is
good one, Pete.
it's put it back on them. Just put it
100%.
back on them and make them answer their own question as to like, well, make it strong. Why?
And I'm
Or-
gonna tell you another one. That I do. I say another one, but it's just a question. But I think it answers
Another one.
Another.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
It answers a lot. Do you want a double?
That's my go-to.
Yep, that's the other one.
Okay, so we're making
You
it a
see the
double.
real.
Yeah.
You see the real then.
Yeah.
Do you want a double?
Yeah.
And that's when you see the.
I didn't want to pay for it.
Not exactly. And that's when I'm like, oh, okay, you're just a cheap ass.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's something that happened to
Got
me
it.
over the New Year's weekend. Was a girl was asking me to make it strong or whatever, and I was like, "Do you want a double?" Oh, well, how much do I have to pay for it? Yes. Yes.
You just asked me.
You didn't tip
for
me
a
on the
strong-
last round, so
Correct.
absolutely you have to pay for it. At the least you have to pay for it. That's my job.
But wait a minute. why would you order a drink and then ask for a second drink? It's not buy one, get one. Make me a single. Okay, make me a double. You want to pay for a double? Nah.
No.
Right.
Then it sounds like you just want a single.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that in the menu, does it say? Sorry,
There's no
do we have a
BOGO.
buy one? Is this a BOGO day?
Is there a ring on my finger? Sounds like
What
it's
the
a
fuck?
single.
Is this the semi-annual sale on cocktails?
Right.
I don't understand.
Oh
What is
my
going on
God.
here?
100%.
Yeah, but
I
that's
didn't know we were struggling that much where we're giving out buy one, get one.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing
Fuck.
okay in this
Right.
establishment.
And I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure you guys experience. Maybe it differs from mine. Those are typically the people that are not taking care of you well as far as gratuity or tip is concerned.
and she did not.
I'm-
And she did not.
I heard you say it from the first one. I
Yeah.
heard you say on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't tip you on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
My experience, those are typically not the people who are taking care of you.
Because they're already looking for shortcuts
100%.
to more alcohol, and just pay for what you want. If you want more alcohol, pay for more alcohol. Cool, done. You don't even have to ask me to give it with love, make it stronger, or take care. Like, no, ask for me what you want, and I will get it for you.
Absolutely.
And the people that ask for doubles still tip. Not saying it's great or bad, but the people that ask for doubles tip.
Yeah.
Even if it's the bare fucking minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know I want double this so I don't have to come back or
Mhm.
not as frequent.
Right.
And then here's the 2, 5, whatever.
Mhm.
Or whatever it is. So the people that ask for doubles tip because they know what they want. They know what they're getting. They're adults. They've been in a bar. Whatever factor it is. Yeah. So
And I think
it's
that's the thing.
the cheap
too.
asses, like you said.
You make a great point. From a bartender perspective, you just let me know how much drinking knowledge you have. Like, seriously, we see that. Like, we see that when people talk to me like that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, when people talk to me like that, I'm just kind of like,
bad.
you're already kind of like letting me know where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You're not an experienced drinker. Chances are you're
You're
probably not going to like really tip.
And you're not an experienced tipper.
Yeah, correct. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
When we hear that at the bar for somebody you don't know, and that's the reality. Somebody you know ain't gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
Because y'all have a rapport based on, so hey, I take care of my bartender, he takes care of me. Like
That's the important part there too. And again, we said it. It's the people that know you, that frequent your bar, that are regulars. They don't ask you to make it strong because they know they're going to get taken care of just like when they take care of you. They don't have to. You don't, if you, again, to answer some questions out there, how do I get stronger drinks from my bartender or from my bar? Become a regular or take care of them. It may not happen that day. Some way, somehow, we will find a way to take care of you, even if it's not by a stronger drink, whether it's adding a discount, something, anything that we can do within our power. We will do it. Keyword is within our power.
Yeah.
Not every place is the same. Some corporate places are a little bit more stricter.
Yes.
And, more dive bar, mom and pop places, a little more leniency there. But if it's in our power, we will do something, anything we can to take care of you. That's within our power. That's just what it is. So answer that question again. How do I get to this point? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever ask.
Yeah,
for a stronger drink because
just like
Yeah, go ahead.
JeLloyd said, the people who ask for it, the people who talk about it, the people who demand it like that are usually the people who don't take care of the people on the other side.
Yeah.
So
try to get as much as possible for as little as possible.
Exactly.
Nando.
So with that being said, treat it like anal. If you're having to ask for it like that, that means you ain't that good at it. It'll get offered if we think you can handle it.
That's true. People that ask for anal kind of usually know what exactly they want. That's
No,
fair.
the ones who really demand it are never really that good at it. You know?
I don't
Just-
know if I want to hit the bell.
You think about it right there. I saw your finger quivering. I saw your finger quivering, P, up there. He was about to.
Do I condone this?
I don't know if I can co-sign it, but I don't know if I wanted to ding that for him.
So I can co-sign it, but I don't know if I want to.
I was like, I've never had to ask. I'm a good tipper. I've never had to ask.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh my god.
No, but that is so.
I bet you the guests out there will remember that shit now. It's like, oh, well, Treat it like anal.
This is like anal, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like
Treat this
anal.
like
I should
anal.
not ask for it stronger if I'm not ready for
If you're not ready for it.
repercussions.
If you're not ready
So
for it.
that's the lesson here is asking for stronger drinks is like asking for anal. Is that the lesson?
Yes.
Yeah, simple.
You're
Yeah.
usually not ready for it.
Yeah.
Simple and plain.
Never
You don't
without
know what you
permission.
want.
Yeah.
You don't know what you want. You get experience.
Yeah.
Get experience.
No, but that is the truth because usually the person that asks for it stronger is not. Yeah, they're not usually ready for it.
Like, those are. Am I lying, Bob?
I was just running it through in my head.
Aren't those usually the sloppy ones that like come up to you later, like and cause a problem for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we still,
dude.
wait, are we talking about anal or drinks right now?
Both.
Fucking
Both.
Both of them things.
Both them things.
Both them things.
Both them things.
Drinking and anal. Same thing.
Oh
Same
I was a little confused there.
I love the confusion.
where's-
But both them.
Like JeLloyd said earlier, you gotta grab the Achilles, man.
Oh man.
Man, too much.
Both them.
Those are the ones that I promise you are usually coming up to you, and as you say, you had a great saying a little bit earlier. Within reason. And I think that's a lot of things that people, obviously we work in the business of, we're serving spirits, which lower people's inhibitions. And a lot of people are not, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where you work at, you can see a lot of regulars and stuff, but even regulars, there's some regulars who like, they don't really know how to handle their liquor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you see a lot of different sides of people when it comes to alcohol. And so my thing is that it's like, a lot of times I feel like those people are the ones who you had said within reason, like, I'm not gonna fucking lose my job so your non-tipping ass can get sloppy drunk, you know? And you see that.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who are more kind of like, they're trying to focus on what they got to do after this. You know, I'm trying to get home and do these different things.
Right.
Like we have serious things that we have to think about, you know, as far as like, hey, you know, something bad happens, somebody could try to come back to your establishment and blame it on you, like, you know what I'm saying? Then you just have the element of just like, now somebody got to babysit your ass. Like now you're just or as we know, those are typically the people that want to hang around you at the bar all night.
Yeah.
I don't want, bro. I'm not trying to talk to or lady. I'm not trying to talk to your like belligerently, whatever, looking for company, time, and attention self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's male and female.
Yeah.
You can
male and female.
Yeah,
Nando.
male and female.
Male and female.
You can have just as bad of a situation happen with a female guest with a male bartender or even a female bartender where they just have a little bit too much to drink, get a little too sloppy, and now they are everyone's problem, but they're specifically yours because you're the one who served them.
Yeah.
Come on.
And because you're the last sober thought they have, so now they've latched
Coming back
onto
to
you
you.
like a fucking baby seal.
Coming back to you.
Like they imprint on us for some reason. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is with guests where when they get a certain server, bartender, or whatever, and they just feel like I can't go to anyone else. They're the only. It's not a relationship. You can see other people.
Dude.
There are several here who know me better than you, and all you got to do is say my name, and they will take care of you from there on out.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Dog, it
Like,
happens.
we don't go together.
So much because what happens is earlier on in the night I'll be just touching the wood, just taking care of people that look like they need to be started, and I'll start people off, but then I rotate when it gets busy to main production where I'm making drinks for the whole restaurant, and that one person will just keep on calling, Rob, can you remake that shot you made for me?
I can make that shot.
I made that shot on a whim. I don't even remember what I put in there.
Yeah.
And now they want me to remake it. And I'm like, but I'm making drinks. Like, clearly, I am making drinks for the entire rest of the restaurant. That lack of self-awareness we talked about earlier. And literally, there are 3 bartenders standing between me and them. And they just really want me to come back over there and touch base with them. And I'm just like, all of us have the same potential for making your drink. If it is that one specific shot that I made for you, I can give the specs to someone else. But we all, and my place is pulling tips too. So it's really not even that situation. I can get, if it's like where you want to make sure that I get the tip and I continue to service you, but it's not that. It's like we all are pulling tips. We all can, make drinks for you, and they just really latch on to you and imprint on you.
What places out there still do tips by individual when behind a bar?
I don't know.
I understand it at a table because you're the server.
Sure.
And you could either be the individual server or maybe part of a team. But when it comes to a bar, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've never worked behind a bar where you got paid your tips and I only got paid mine.
Now, at my redacted location, we do that, Nando. Now,
Really?
absolutely. Now, I think that has to do with, and I just probably my last restaurant was maybe it was a place in DTLA that actually first place I've ever worked at that shut down. Great parent company that had a lot of successful. They didn't seem to care too much about us. You know what I'm saying? So the place wound up shutting down, and I could kind of see some of the signs as far as I'd never worked at a place that like I knew a lot of people in the industry like, man, oh snap, I went there and the doors were closed and my check was in the mail. First place I've ever worked at that, hey, got shut down. Here's your last check. Boop, take care. So I work at a high volume kind of place, and we don't do that. So, but I've noticed, because obviously I have a lot of, people like yourselves who I know and stuff like that, that seems to be the deal.
Pool tips.
That seems to be the deal. It seems to be the pool tips, Rob, or the bartenders at least have at their discretion what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because I was working at a nightclub in Glendale, and we would just basically like, hey, what do we want to do? So I feel like with it left at our discretion, and with them being like a gentleman and a lady who I both had a great rapport with, let's share. We're all working together. We're busy. Boop, 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 boop. Let's share. Where I've been at for the past 6-7 years, we don't pool tips, and but I feel like with what you're saying though, I feel like that's the norm now. I feel like that's the norm.
Yeah, I mean, it has been for me.
I feel like that's the norm. Even when I was working at that Premier Steakhouse before I left Atlanta, we did not pool tips.
Wow.
Wait, so you just get your section of the bar, and whoever sits there.
You talking about currently or in the
currently?
House? So currently, you got your line.
Okay.
You got the people that come in front of you, Rob. Like, I have my own number that I put into the system. It has a recording of all of my gross sales. Has a recording of my tips. I keep all cash.
So you're not sharing a POS. You're not sharing a station. No. It's all you.
No.
Okay.
And see what you're saying. Okay. See, that's a great point. See, there's nobody's getting on my, and that's a great point. Yeah. Nobody's getting on my computer. It's your computer. That, like, if I leave the computer, nobody's using it.
Okay.
So we don't do that at this particular location.
Yeah.
See, and even like I said, because like definitely, but I feel like that's kind of like I don't know if that's just maybe I was kind of unused to industry thing, period. But like, and let me ask you this: for guys that's the deal, and I know I've been to, got to talk to P. I haven't been to his spot, but I've been to both of y'all's places, quality places. Both of them, and seem to be some other people there who kind of know what they're doing. Do you favor it or not? And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I'm just curious because I'm not in that element.
I can say for me,
do you favor it, or do you feel like it would be better the other way? Or
it depends on where you are.
Okay.
Even though it's all I've really known, I have worked at places where, I wish it would have just been me. Because I rang in twice as much as anybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like knowing how much money I brought in, but bringing in half of that in tips based off of seniority and the situation and things like that. Those are the times where, I'd like for my number to just be me, my POS to just be me. But when it's shared POSs, when it's shared bar and everything like that, then I'm totally fine with just, hey, as long as you pull your weight and I pull mine and we're both trusting each other, then I don't mind sharing the tips.
Got you.
The problem where I have with sharing the tips is when I'm not sharing the labor.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I've only been in that situation really once. But and it wasn't because those people weren't pulling their weight or doing their job per se. They just weren't doing as much as I was, yet management put me lower than them. I came in hours after them. I didn't get the preferable shifts. They got a bigger piece of the pie because they worked there longer. But even in me being there half the amount of time that day, I rang in more. Those are the times.
Got you.
So,
Okay.
So it's kind of,
P, what's your situation? Is it a pool situation?
We pool.
Okay.
And I share the same sentiment because where I work at, it's like the service well, the busier one, and then the one to the left of me is not as busy. But that's because my well's here, and then the front entrance is right there. So people come through. They either go to the patio or they come straight through here, and that's where the bathrooms are too, next to me. All the traffic is right here, so naturally people come to this one. So yeah, when I see the report, I'm like, damn, that's like $395, $400, whatever.
Right.
It's like, that'd be cool. But I also I've never been in a situation where it was you make based off of like what you input. And I also just look at it as like, well, we're all in this together, so everybody eats. Fortunately, I work in a place where everybody also just pulls their own weight. Dude, it doesn't ever feel like I'm doing more work than the other person. I work on the busier well because I like to be busier. I don't like working on the other one because it's like I have to hurt everybody that way. And sometimes, yeah, when it's like a little too busy for me, I'll just wait people down, like, yo, go over there. That bar's open. Like, everybody move this way.
Yeah.
So that way, it's not just like crowded right there. So I do what I can to make sure that, that outside bar gets some business too.
Right.
So I just like working at that well because I like being busy. And I know that I can pump out drinks faster. That doesn't mean I'm better, a better bartender. It just means I know I'm a little bit quicker than some of my coworkers. So let me work on this one because it'll just be better for everybody.
Got you.
But yeah, I don't mind pooling because again, that's all I've ever known. And yeah, it would be nice to look at that 400 and take that home to myself. But I work at a place, everybody pulls their weight, so everybody eats.
Well, that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody pulling their own weight, and that's what I asked. Like that, like me, I haven't really had that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was just the time that I probably would be in it if I was, probably still doing, the nightclubs and maybe like more restaurant, because I feel like that's where the majority of venues like that are kind of going towards.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, because it's absolutely easier for the company. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely easier for the company. And if you're working at a premier quality location where you can count on the majority of your coworkers to be doing their job, then, it sounds like it's something that's like, not really like a big or a feasible deal. But where I work at, it's you take care of the people who are in front of you. And
man, that sounds like heaven for Rob.
Yeah. If that's all I had to do, that's cool. The way that our works, it does work better for pool just because, like, for instance, like I said, my job usually when I come in as like a bar captain or whatever is that I set up the roles for the night, and then I kind of break people too throughout the night. So I might start out on production, but then that person on this side of the wood goes on break. So now I'm moving over here and taking care of these guests. And then as this person goes on break, then I'm gonna move over here. And so I'm talking to all the guests. I'm talking to all sides and doing a lot of different jobs throughout the night. And so with that, it helps the flow of things so that I can get people where they need to be for where they're going to be for the whole night. And with that, it's better for pool tips. Do I feel like I could just set up on this side and work this by myself and be cool and don't worry about nothing else? I definitely feel like I can. I don't think everyone at the bar is equipped right now to be able to do that. And so it's better for pooling because even though if this one person over here, let's say they do have a couple regulars over here on this side of the bar that they're taking care of, they're able to spend more time talking to them because I'm over here making drinks for the rest of the restaurant, or this other person is going to get bottles and whatnot. So it does feel like our whole team works in such a way to keep the flow going so that you can be over here putting in that extra rapport to get a bigger tip from somebody. And so we should all be able to share in on that, even though yes, they are giving that tip to you or for your particular service.
Right.
It's our team that allows you that freedom to be able to go there and put in that time with that person. That's kind of what it's felt like. And we've gotten mad because we found out after the fact that some people would be like, oh, no, don't give the tip here. Actually, why don't you Venmo me the tip or Cash App the tip?
Or throw some cash that
Or
they
throw
were
some
not
ca-
including in the pot.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a
We
fan of
found out
that.
about that, and it's just like, motherfucker, you know you're not that good of a bartender. I made the drinks for them actually.
Yeah.
So that while you're talking to them, you told me the drink order, and I made the drinks that they're enjoying, so that you can continue talking to them. And like, if we have this whole team flow going, so that you can do that, and you're not even giving us any of the tip, like, bro, now we got a problem.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how ours is set up. But yes, I would love to work at a place where I could just focus on me and get in mine. But then I would get competitive too. Yeah. I feel like I would at that point be like, no, they saw me first. They were looking at me first. I'm already started talking to them.
Well, let me tell you.
Wait, hold on. So you're mad that they didn't give you the tip?
It's just, I knew.
Go ahead.
He was waiting. He was waiting.
Nah, it just sounds like he did.
Like,
it sounds like he did more for the tip, but he got less money.
He got less than me.
Yes.
And I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but if I'm working on that tip, and I'm not getting tip money,
and I'm not getting that tip,
yo, you better suck it yourself next time. Shit.
It made me angry.
What the fuck?
It makes me angry, Joe.
somebody gotta come.
Somebody. You walk over to them. You're like, look.
No, bro, you did the motion. That's
wild.
You just made out with these bitches.
Come on, man.
What are you doing?
Oh, you did not just wipe your mouth, bro. That shit was wild.
Really aggressive.
The tip.
Let me see you produce, because you ain't production nothing this whole year.
Rob pulled his tip out.
Oh my god.
Rob pulled his tip out. Oh shit! Shut the bar down. We gotta sanitize.
Nigga had 2 tips. That's crazy. I've never seen that before.
Rob pulled his wood out on the wood.
Shit. Shut the bar down. There's wood on the wood.
Yo. But I can definitely say what you saying from that aspect of like, it's absolutely competitive.
I
hate that. Like me, I don't care. Like, nigga, don't come to me at what did you make? Like, bro, I despise those like type of people. Like, I don't care what you made. Mm-hmm. I'm just worried about me.
Yeah.
So the people who are like, and I've kind of told you about that, like I have some people who are like, they're just always upset. Never happy. I remember working like a crazy event, like 70,000 people, like, and this person is like complaining. It was a busy event. This person is complaining about like making like $1,300. And I'm like,
in a night?
I'm like, sweetheart, you got to go head from around me with that type of conversation.
Yeah.
Like that's 4 vials of insulin. I'm a diabetic. That's 4 vials of insulin for me.
Yeah.
I can't
Not
understand.
you bringing healthcare into
You're
it.
dang right. Biden, send this to Biden. That's 8 vials of insulin. What you talking about? 8 vials of insulin, 2 packs of syringes. Talking about you. I'm like, what? Like, how you mad? And that's the thing, like, with I think that pooling does eliminate some of that foolish competitiveness.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I'm thankful because I don't care. Like, I ain't in no competition. I'm in competition with myself. Like, God bless me to be able to pay my rent, do the extracurriculars I like to do, take care of my family, put gas in my car, do what I need. I'm good. Mm-hmm. Allow me to be able to save a little bit, invest, put that towards some of my dreams and goals and aspirations. Cool. But all that, like, and I feel that's a bad thing, honestly, man. Like, a lot of bartenders, I'm gonna be honest, I just feel they unhappy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're unhappy. Like, absolutely. And it's like, and that's, I don't want to get off. Not like that's a different conversation for the industry.
Oh, it actually kind of leads us into our last video. So keep going.
Okay. But I feel like a lot, bro. It's like, I'm like, how are you always, no matter what you make, you're like some of the complaints you were talking about. Like, man, I'm like, how are you always angry?
Yeah.
This is crazy to me. Like, so for me, I'm just like, bruh, that's the thing for me. And like I said, I stopped worrying about, it was a turning point in my life when I stopped worrying about tips. I do my job. I handle it to the best of my ability. Of course, I've observed the older cats, you know, the other professionals, whether they be male, female. How can I learn? How can I make more money? Sure, of course. But what I make is what I make. Mm-hmm. I go home with that, cool, and we go to tomorrow. There's so many people that I feel like they're just, it's never enough. Mm-hmm. In our industry, like I said, man, the way that we have to literally be physically exerting labor to make our money. We got to punch that clock.
Yeah.
We got to clock in. Mm-hmm. We're not yet at a place where, and hopefully God say the same, we will be. But we're not yet at a place where we're sleeping and we're making the majority of our money right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you kind of got to be involved. You kind of got to be punched in, you know what I'm saying, to make that money. And there are just certain people, like, I'm just so thankful that, and I used to worry about it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I used to, oh my God, and how much and I never was into other people's business, but I was like curious, like, how did they do? You know what I'm saying? But it's wild to me, this industry. And I think that there's a lot of, obviously you can, when you making that type of money, especially back when cash was more prevalent, that shit then switched up after the pandemic. Like, especially when cash was more prevalent, when I just made $400, I made $450 today. Well, fuck, nigga, what after hours we going to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? There's a strong chance I'm gonna make it back tomorrow. Now it's like, hey, I'm at a point in my life where it's like, bro, you're pretty much waiting on your money every 2 weeks. I wasn't used to that when I first got into the hospitality industry. It was like, boo, man, you made $215 or $275. Like, shoot, I got a little bread in my pocket tonight. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So for me, and then, like I said, I don't know what you were kind of like leading into, but that's a thing for me, man. I kind of try to, I agree with Rob that I haven't really been very prevalent in the pooling area, but I think it definitely probably helps eliminate a lot of the fuckery, and the foolishness and the competitiveness,
Yeah.
I didn't expect everyone to look at me right after.
Oh, yeah. So competitiveness, that sucks
I was
in
trying
the
to
industry.
set up the video, and then everybody looked at me.
Maybe we should stop being competitive and sad
Speaking
and
of
depressed.
competitive, goddamn.
Speaking of sad and mad bartenders, boy, do we have a video for you guys.
Boy, do we.
Boy.
So this one's a short
one. Hold on to
one.
your butts, everybody.
This was a short one, but it's one that we've all been in before. And the reason why I feel like this ties into what we were just talking about, I will cover afterwards.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
150%.
150%.
So speaking of fooling,
yes,
we have all absolutely, based on your reactions, we've all been that person who everything was slow. Everything seems calm.
You know what? We just need two people.
And then your coworker goes on break, or God forbid you cut somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then next thing you know, all fucking hell breaks
When
loose.
it's your doing on the cut, that's the worst. Yeah, you go. I'm good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anytime I've gone on break and came back, it's like, oh, it's still slow. But the moment somebody else goes on break or puts in food and then they go, it's like, okay, here we go.
Everybody strap in.
It's like I feel like one of those Spartans in 300 just waiting. It's like, hold the line, and I'm the only one there.
Give them nothing.
Oh, man.
Take from them everything. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Or that's where you actually did something. The thing that I think happens to me again on production is when like you just kind of like, oh man, I just got finished done with those tickets. Cool. You turn around and literally the bar is full, but none of your other bartenders happen to be there. Like they all are checking on food. This one went to the bathroom. Oh, this one went on a 10. And so it's just you and everybody at the bar needs something.
Excuse me, Rob, when you're saying production, you talking about service well?
Yeah, the service well. Yeah. So service well. So like I'm just dealing with all the tickets for the whole restaurant and making those drinks. And so with that, I've tuned my mind out for what's actually going on at the actual bar top. Yeah. And so then anytime I get done with tickets, I'll take a minute and be like, all right, cool. Let me see how I can help out everybody else, maybe I could refill the water. Let me, whatever. And then you turn around and like there's no other bartenders there. And you're like, where the fuck did all y'all go at once?
That's hilarious when you say you feel good too.
Yeah.
You didn't finish them 12 drinks.
Yeah. And you're like, they're there. Someone's going to pick those up. Let me see. What does anybody need? Hell, everybody's gone and everyone needs something right the fuck now. That's crazy.
And we want to order food too, sir.
Yeah.
Like, damn it.
Yeah. And nobody's to be found.
And they got 1,000 questions about everything.
So we were looking at this Cobb salad. What all is in it?
Where's the Cobb?
So
Where's the Cobb in your salad?
if you use your fucking
Oh
eyes,
my God.
use your fucking eyes and read, it'll tell you the ingredients.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
That's too wild.
Yeah, last week, one of actually, two of the bartenders went. It was like last Friday, and so one bartender was already on break, and then I get there, and then the other one goes on break, and then right as they clock out and turn, 6 people walk in, all at once, which is not a lot of people,
Right.
but all at once,
Yeah.
when you're by yourself,
It just-
is a lot more than you were expecting, especially when the whole reason they went on break is because there was nothing else going on.
Yeah.
You know, you think you're comfortable, you think you're good. Next thing you know, you hear that we gotta talk. Like, fuck now? What the fuck did I do, bro? That's how it feels. Like, you feel like you're in trouble because you know if you don't keep up, like, everyone's gonna be looking at you like, oh, you're a shitty bartender.
Yeah.
Or you hear, oh, why do they only got one of you on? Well, everyone's on break.
Right.
You
Yeah.
just happen to show up with everyone else. I'm not
Yeah.
that bad.
Why is it? What's
Right.
going on? Why is there only?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's only one of you? Well, normally that's all we need.
Right.
Sorry.
About 5 of y'all came in at once.
Right.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
And don't talk that shit. And when I come to you, you don't know what you want. Or you know what I mean?
Or they be like,
Wait, where's the menu? Yo, you waited
You
5
don't
minutes.
look down at that motherfucking QR code.
You waited 5
It
minutes.
is 2024.
Yeah.
Right.
As I've said before, if you're out in public, just out in the wilderness, and you see a random QR code, don't scan it. If you are in a fucking restaurant and there is a goddamn QR code at your table, just fucking scan that
Let's
shit.
give it a try.
Yeah, just see what happens. Maybe it's a coupon. I don't fucking know.
Oh, wait, it's a what?
It's a coupon.
Coupon. I don't know,
Coupon.
man.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
what it's
why.
supposed
Let
to
me
be.
say it the way I want to fucking say it.
I just want to make sure.
The accente.
It's a goddamn coupon. Scan that shit.
All right.
All right. Don't wait 5 minutes to be like, do you got a menu? Take your fat ass elbow off of it and you'd fucking see
The
it.
worst.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of pushback on the QR codes online
Why?
too.
If you're already on your fucking phone.
There's honestly no valid reason why there's all this hate and pushback for it. People are just like, oh, I prefer paper menus, blah 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 blah. It's like we all have a smartphone.
You're
Everybody
on your
has it.
phone to complain.
You're on your phone anyways. It's right. There's no legitimate complaint for a QR code. It's convenient. I've seen some say like, well, I don't have service. The Wi-Fi sucks. Blah 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 blah. This and that. It's gonna get the job done. You'll be able to scan it. I get it sometimes. Service, like your phone service,
Yeah.
and I work. But as for the Wi-Fi, or if a place has a QR code, they should have free Wi-Fi, just in case your phone service sucks. And it's really not that bad. It'll get the job done to open up the browser to scan the menu. Now, the event that it doesn't work, that's a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
a lot of people's reasoning is like cellular service or Wi-Fi service.
Or they say their battery's dead. And I'm like, so why are you here?
I ain't gonna lie though, and even though we in this industry, I like that paper menu. I ain't gonna lie, P.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of them ones.
Do you pull out your reading glasses?
You know,
pull out your reading glasses?
Bifocals.
Fucking,
So
this
get the
motherfucker
pictures
pulls
off the
out a
tip of your
monocle
nose, sir.
to look at the menu.
Pictures off the tip of your nose. What the fuck are you doing?
I saw a meme that it's like,
I
you
that
know,
paper menu.
you know the meme where the like the two hands come together and they like
Like two big ass
Yeah, yeah,
biceps.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, from the Predator?
Predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that meme? It was like boomers, millennials
God
hating
damn,
QR
that's what you
codes.
I just feel like a boomer when you didn't know the
Yeah.
Predator.
Yeah.
I knew what it
Two
was.
biceps.
That
Like,
random
the fuck?
I knew what it
The
was.
fuck? That's Carl Weathers and Arnold. Put some speck on their names.
But that was the
That's the
meme.
original salt and pepper.
It was boomers and millennials agreeing that they hate QR codes, and I'm like, that's not me. I don't hate them. Don't put.
I don't hate them, But I just personally, and I honestly would probably have to like seriously. I may roll up tonight and think about why do you prefer the paper menu?
I have
Like
a
it's
preference
just
for it, but
I really
prefer
do
it.
question why you like it.
I would have to like for me, and obviously you know I got an iPhone. I pay my bill most times on time. Like you know, it may be just being from like a little bit of a different generation, like what you're used to. Familiarity.
Motherfucker, I'm from there too. I still prefer a QR code.
You prefer QR?
I still prefer a QR code. I do
prefer
not like
paper,
menus.
but I fully accept the QR.
And I'm like you.
I like looking at a menu. I think it's interesting what font you chose. I
You can
like
still
the paper.
see that from
I
the
like
QR
the paper.
code.
I like the touch. I like the
The
turn it
paper
over.
menu is on the online 9 times out of
No, I
10.
know.
This
I
ain't
like
American Psycho. You don't have to feel it.
I like the fillage. I like the
this was
paper.
embossed.
Now here's the thing.
The
While
fuck?
I prefer a paper menu for myself, I do get annoyed with menus with guests because guests will literally put their fucking glass on it and leave rings or eat on top of it and all this shit. And then I'm constantly asking them, hey, can I get that out of your way? Because you clearly don't respect it.
No, we're going to hold on to it because we might order something else.
Right, if you're going to hold on to it,
And
move
they
it
never
out of
order.
the way of what you're drinking and eating.
Oh, but there's nowhere to put it.
That's where I was going to take it from you. Yeah, no, that shit pisses me off.
Hey, you know what would solve all that?
A QR
codes.
code.
I understand, but I'm talking about me versus
I'm
guests.
talking about you too.
I
can eliminate
I
this.
treat menus with the utmost respect. I give it back as soon as I'm done
Well, I'm saying I
ordering.
ain't talking about y'all and y'all friends.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me.
Me, I give it back as soon as I'm done, but I just like oh, this is nice. This is really, oh, wow. You guys, what is this? Parchment paper? Wow.
Parchment.
This is really, it's
Egyptian,
cool.
this real Egyptian cotton.
Real Egyptian cotton. I enjoy that.
This is real.
Y'all put some time into this.
Is that Algerian font?
They use Comic Sans. I
Y'all
appreciate
use
it.
Helvetica.
Yeah.
This one by the Nile or the Euphrates River? Where did y'all get
This is the fuck.
It's real
Yeah,
parchment.
that's
Fuck paper menus.
It's real parchment.
Fuck paper menus,
Oh man, and they come in a nice binder sometimes.
Nah,
too.
fuck the binders.
Don't see you getting me wistful over here, man. You getting me wistful over here, Rob. But I'm gonna tell you,
A restaurant is not a place for paperwork.
But
It's
no,
time
I'm
to
gonna
move
tell you
on.
another thing. That QR code, I feel like people be wanting to share that hoe, bruh.
What do you mean?
Like with the QR code, like nobody. In my experience, people don't just get it on their own phone. I feel like when I'm out and I pull up the QR code, somebody's like leaning over like my shoulder to like look at my phone.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like with the QR code,
They want to look at the menu with you?
yes.
That's weird.
Maybe that's just me.
My girl don't even do that.
Really? She
You
do
could just-
her own QR code?
You can just
nosy people
airdrop.
around
I got
you.
some. No, I need
I
to switch up.
airdrop
the
it.
Sounds like you
Airdrop
need
the
some
link.
I
trust in your
gotta switch up the
friendships.
ladies I'm talking
I'm
to.
sorry.
I gotta switch up the ladies I'm talking to.
Yeah,
I airdrop that shit real quick. Who
Nando
needs
told
it?
me this ain't normal.
It's not. You should be able to look at the menu on your own.
I don't like. I feel like people want to like. It gives them an excuse, in my personal opinion. At least my experience. So like, I'm gonna look on with you and what they got.
They waiting for the notifications to pop up. Who the
That's
fuck
what
is
they
texting
doing.
me?
Right, exactly.
They trying to see, oh, who else you texting?
I can check a menu in confidence because ain't
That's
nobody
slick.
texting me.
That's slick.
Driving in the motherfucker.
That's slick.
I love that shit.
That's
I can
Rob
look at my
again.
menus in peace. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I can look at my menu in
I gotta
peace.
switch
I'm
up the
sorry.
team.
Yeah. no,
Give me a
I-
QR code.
I'll
Give me
take a QR
I'm
code
sure not
every
QR
time.
code. Get off my fucking phone.
Airdrop the link.
I sent you a screenshot of the QR. I sent you a screenshot of the menu.
There you go.
Fuck off of my phone.
I just don't see the point in like holding on to menus. Like, if I gotta look up something else, I'll pull out my phone again. I'll scan the fucking QR code and I'll let you know. But holding on to a menu is like, just gotta let go.
I like it though.
Like holding on to old nudes. Let them go. Just delete them. Relationships
nudes?
over.
Old news or nudes?
Old nudes.
Oh, I thought
Delete
that's
'em.
what you said.
Let 'em go.
Yours?
Depends on
Let
the
them
person.
go. Let them go.
Depends on the
So
person.
you gotta
Nah, let them
Never
go.
mind.
That
Never
menu,
mind.
they've already changed
Someone else got it.
menus.
Cool.
They've changed
Okay.
menus. It's not on the menu anymore, my friend. Let it go. Just let it go.
We ain't got the succotash no more. All right?
There's no more passion fruit.
We doing it with a cilantro. We doing it with a cilantro. cumin and yo, like what the
Robbie, are you looking at him like old headshots? Like, it doesn't look like that no more. Let me just.
Man, the lighting on that day was good.
That's a different hairstyle.
Yo, sometimes you just gotta reflect.
He just sits in a corner booth looking at the menu like, oh man, I remember the last time I had this.
No, we're talking about something else.
Something different. You guys missed it.
Oh, okay, sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, I missed that one.
But I do enjoy a good menu, a good paper menu.
Good way to leave it.
So I wanted to ask you, but I think I know the answer based off of what we spoke on earlier before I think we're close, right?
Yeah.
So wrap it.
We're pretty
Fire
close to
food
completion.
or I knew you were gonna do it, and I was gonna just try to blaze
Hey, I
past
will
it.
always get us to completion.
Fire food or fire service?
What you mean, P? What do I? What
Like,
do I-
What matters more to you when you go out? Because remember we were talking earlier, and you were saying how you like to go out and have people take care of you.
And you spoke on how like the list in Atlanta being the bottom, but the
Exactly.
food is immaculate, service this and that. So what do you prefer as far as like when you go out somewhere? Like if the food is good and the service wasn't so great, it's like yeah, but the food is fucking great, or like oh the service was amazing, food was but that service was still amazing.
Service.
100%.
No, it ain't even really, and it's not even really close for me. You know,
Okay.
like. So what it is that we do, especially in the city that we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different options. P. I was joking around a little bit earlier about where you can go. Fuck where you can go. Where you can go in downtown.
That's
Where
right.
you can go in
Oh, that's yours. Yeah.
Where you can go in downtown LA for a great burrito. I told you about talking to like your brother. Like, cool establishment, love it a lot, great cocktails. He does a great job. You know, like I don't even be, you know, but if I want a quality whiskey sour, bro, where can I go in this city? I can go anywhere I want to, bruh. It's about the type of man that I am, and just like I know what I'm bringing to the table, bro, for what it is, my job that I do. I think I'm good at what I do. I know I'm fast and efficient, but people mess with me because of how I deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they mess with me, JeLloyd, because the reality is that in a weird way, even for the Robs of the world, and Rob was straight up and down, like I'm not really like the biggest people person. Bro, this is a thing for a lot of people. Whether we want to be or not, we're therapists. Sometimes without even saying a goddamn word. It's just that energy. Who was it? Was it Nando? Who was the guy? No, you were talking about the guy that comes in, gets the gin and tonic.
Oh, that was me.
him.
Yeah.
Was it? No, excuse me.
Yeah.
You were
Mezcal.
talking about that and you asked him, he gets a drink,
Yeah.
and then you ask him, Rob, he may or may not want some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like food today? He said the dude ain't even really talking.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
It's just the vibe.
He
It's like it's
doesn't
the
even
bar, it's the vibe.
Yeah.
He might see somebody he kind of interested in talking to, having
yeah, every once in a while.
So it's and you help to allow that you facilitate that.
Yeah. And I want it to be as easy as possible for him. Mezcal drink, boom, it's waiting for you.
Bro, I don't need to go like yes, I love food. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, bro. Like I love food, you know, like but it's customer service for me. Like that's my thing. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of my friends, they get irritated with me. Straight up and down, because they know me. They know I'll walk out. I don't need to cause no scene. I may not even need to speak to the manager. But like I'm telling you, a popular place I went to downtown, sat there for 10 minutes. Now, we can I don't know. I'm not an assumer. I just go off of what I feel, and I go off the facts that are there in front of me. I don't know why I sat there with a woman for 10 minutes and nobody said nothing at a premier location where the bartenders are back there taking shots and stuff like that. I walked out. Now, what I did do this time, because I felt inclined, I hollered at the manager. I said, they sent me like a gift card and stuff like that. It was funny. I wound up using the gift card later at a different location. There was no money on the gift card.
Oh, what?
So, but the manager, appreciate the manager. Yeah. The manager wound up honoring it because I showed her the DM where we had been communicating through Instagram. I showed her the DM. I appreciate her. She wound up honoring it. But for me, bruh, I don't play that. I work too hard, dog. I work too hard. And it's not even about how hard you work. There's a lot of people that work hard. It's just at this point in my life, what I feel inclined to accept and what I feel inclined not to accept. That's my decision. That's my prerogative. I'm not dealing with you. I ain't trying. You never gonna catch me on TikTok trying to fight somebody or curse somebody out. It ain't worth all that to me. I can go somewhere else. But I'm not dealing with it, bro. Like my friend knew, he was mad. Like one time we had left, like he was like, damn it, Juice. Like you don't just walk, you damn right I'll do it because I done done this. I done done this for 10, 15, like you can't, there's nothing you can tell me about what you're feeling or going through that I haven't been through. As a hospitality worker. I've been a busser. I've been a server. I done helped out in the dish pit before if need be. Bartender, supervisor, key holder, man. There's nothing you can tell me. No job that I haven't. So anything that you think you dealing with or you mad about, I done dealt with it. So for me, and it's not even all things as I told you. I always give that, you know, maybe somebody's going through something. Maybe my order isn't coming out because the server put it in, but the kitchen fucking around. They outside in the cooler smoking a cigarette. They on the weed pen. I know what be going on. But it's the totality of the situation. For me, 100% customer service. I can get a decent piece of chicken, a sandwich, wings, ramen, chicken fried rice, 50 hibachi spots, 50 burritos, 50 taco spots. I'm going to tell you right now, that lady on the taco cart who's smiling at me and taking care of me, and even if she's busy, sweetheart, give me a second or something like that, and I'm going to take care of you.
Yeah.
That life is short. That's what I'm about. And that's me personally. I would rather bless you. I'm not giving you my money if you don't respect me. And respect to me is greeting someone. Hey, you know how easy it is to say, hey, what's up? Give me a second. That's all you got to do.
Very easy.
Hey, my brother, I'm busy. You can scan the QR code. I'll be with you. We kind of busy, right? Give me a few. Boop, 2 waters, bow. Customer service. 100%.
Okay.
Go.
All right.
That's just me.
All right.
You want to address the whiteboard?
Yes. So the whiteboard this week says would be better off managing a McDonald's. That was sent to me last fall when our bar manager position opened up. But okay. When the bar manager position opened up.
Hilarious.
Was it 2 managers later or 3?
Last fall.
I don't want to count.
Okay.
Hilarious.
But one of the people that applied for it was someone that me and several other bartenders know in the area. And a couple of us were talking about it at the time. And this is not just people I work with. These were other bartenders who happen to be hanging out at the bar. And when they heard the name, they're like, shit. You'd be better off managing a McDonald's. And I was like, God damn, well, I guess he's not going to work here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no shade to anybody who manages a McDonald's, but it's different than managing a bar, for sure. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So let us know, like,
who you are,
let everyone else
right
know.
here.
Who you are, and what do you do?
Let us know everything we were supposed to ask you in the beginning.
Yeah.
I tried to segue.
So it's good, right?
One time I was just like, yeah, so how did you get into the restaurant?
You said you were going to ask
I
that.
did,
But I had
and then
already started.
Yeah, then we went, yeah.
So how about you
Listen,
do
I
at the
can dig
end
it.
what we should have done at the beginning?
Look, it's well, and first of all, I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you coming on.
Nano
seriously.
told me about this, and
Thank you for coming.
I kind of started following and stuff like that. I think it's great what y'all are doing. So I truly appreciate the opportunity. It's been a great conversation. So it's funny. We didn't get to that, but the conversation was great. So, but obviously besides doing hospitality, man, I do comedy. So I have my own comedy show that you've actually been to, continuing to grow that.
I got called a lesbian. By a lesbian. Remember?
I remember.
Remember that?
I remember.
Oh, word.
That shit was
Actually.
fucking hilarious.
Oh, shit.
When he's done, I'll Retell the story for everybody else because that shit was fucking hilarious.
Actually a fool.
What do you do?
I banned her from the show after I laughed in the back. Now, don't you ever.
That's my friend.
Girl, you a fool. You a fool. God, that's my boy now.
Where do you do comedy at? And
I mean, all over LA.
Okay.
I've performed. I've had the opportunity to perform at the Dime, the Comedy Store, Comedy Chateau, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm big on entrepreneurship,
okay.
especially as a black male. Like me moving from Atlanta, me being from Houston. When you're in the South, that's why a lot of people want to be out here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have all, some of the opportunities and the different things like that. So a lot of people out there is entrepreneurship. So for me, just being able to kind of see the way that a lot of people in the route that they took and some of the different things that they felt inclined that they had to do or how they had to act, I wasn't about it. So I think one of the things that you can always do is the same thing that you guys are doing right here, and that's create your own. So for me, I love, I was doing a show downtown at a popular place that actually kind of shut down during the pandemic, very near, close to like Spring Street, whatever. It was a wild place, but it was a well-known bar. So I was kind of doing that and transitioned it to, it was like a weekly open mic, and I transitioned it to like a pop-up monthly show. So currently right now I got a great location, a venue that I'm kind of working with. We have a really good rapport. It's called the House of Cocotte. So it's in the Arts District. It's a
I was
French
trying
restaurant.
to figure out how to fuck to pronounce that.
Right, I'm probably still saying it wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably still saying it wrong. They are
I
French.
was saying cocotte.
Cocotte. That sounds more appropriate, right?
It just sounded more American.
Gotta
Native
say it up
American.
like that. But it's a great venue.
The only Americans that count.
It's a great venue, man, and we do it currently right now. We'll see how it kind of continues to go, but we do it like once a month. I actually got a show coming up January 26th. But it's a phenomenal venue. We have, well-known comedians. We have more kind of like up-and-coming comedians. So I always try to give people an opportunity, whether you be established, obviously the established people, they don't really need it. But I just, try to link with people who I feel like I respect, I'm motivated by, and I feel they're funny. That's it for me. I don't give a damn. You gay, you black, white, Chinese, trans, I don't give a fuck what you call yourself. Are you a decent person and are you funny? So with my background in, like hospitality, I do a cool thing. I had like a wine sponsor. Give away wines.
Nice.
I always give away bottles of wine. My big thing is, I'm known for like kind of giving away candy and, just trying to like, for me, man, it's about bringing people together. It's really about bringing people together through comedy. So that's what I do. I want to continue to enhance like, my acting. I had the opportunity the Baby dropped an album, I think it was like last year, where I was in his first video for the album playing his uncle. Cool. And, I shot a video with like Dove Cameron and just shot something recently with like MTV. And so I'm really trying to not only besides comedy, I went to, it wasn't Philly, but it was right outside of Philly. I'm forgetting the name of the city right now. Recently shot like, the industry was shut down for a while, the acting industry,
with the writers.
They were on strike.
Yeah.
The writers and the actors. So I went out to like near Philly for like close to like 5 days and shot a sitcom out there.
Nice.
Hoping that gets released to whether it be like streaming or picked up by a large network, or really little funny project that I was super happy about. A guy that I know really talented, Andrew Ortiz, he gave me an opportunity to kind of have a leading role in that. So that's what I'm working towards, man. And that's what I'm with, So all social media and stuff like that, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, Instagram, it's at JeLloyd JMJ. JeLloyd JMJ. Follow the comedy show, continuing to try to bring more exposure to that. It's at That Young Comedy Show. Okay. That Young Comedy Show is the name.
We'll make
of the
sure
show.
to like link it all too, so we'll get all that so
I
we can link it.
that.
That way people can find you.
But yeah, besides that, man, cooling. Try, what I'm saying? Trying to make the most out of, and I joke around a lot, not to go off on it, but a lot of people be like, man, Juice, you be joking. And it's funny, I say to Juice, all my friends call me Juice. So, my name is JeLloyd, but like Nando and other people, they call me Juice. And a lot of people will be like, man, you always joking about your diabetes. But I have to. I done almost died from this shit multiple times. So it's a thing for me that like allows me to, you know, I think comedy is one of the greatest healers. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing for me that kind of like allows me to bring something to the table and just, you know, like I said, man, all the differences and the different things that we may be going through and that we have, you know, I'm about trying to bring people together. You know, I'm about trying to bring people together and, you know what I'm saying? Just do my part. That's it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here. That's what he does.
That's what he does.
You ask him
He
what
go
he
down.
does, and he lets you
He go
know
down.
what the fuck he does.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, anything else you want to leave everybody with other than that? I mean,
Man, I'm
drop
gonna
some
leave
nice stuff
people
on 'em.
with the only thing I want to leave people with is may it be your best year yet. And you know, I really wish that, hope and pray for that with everybody. And seriously, you can do it. And the only other thing, like I say, man, I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Phenomenal conversation.
Thank you.
Clutched my wallet when I saw him come into the lobby. Didn't know who he was. What the hell? Who are you? The hell?
You thought you were gonna get
We was
robbed
going
by?
to the same room. I thought we was about to get
You thought you were gonna get robbed by a substitute teacher?
the most intelligent robber. I've never seen a robber in cargo pants. I've never seen a robber in
We need more
denim
pockets to
in cargo
put the
pants.
cash shit in.
Yeah, all the wallets.
Yeah.
He said, "How you doing, brother?" I said, "What the hell, Fernando?" But no, man. Much love and respect for what it is that y'all are doing. Great conversation, and like I said, man, I appreciate the opportunity. It's been fun.
Well, thank you for
thank
coming.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
you
for coming.
Come
Thank you
back
so much.
anytime, please.
Come on.
Like, it's
Lit,
always
man.
open. I just want to say, after that closing of JeLloyd, I am jealous.
This man right here, that. This motherfucker
I'll give you that one.
Nando recording 16s at home.
The juice is loose.
Bye, everybody.
Mascal.